Yo, it's your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics, back at you with a new video. Today is Sunday, April 13th, 2025, with your boy Ryan and the Northwest Sports Fanatics. Make sure you guys subscribe to the channel. Smash that like button either now or on your way out. Donate to your boy if you can. Cash App $ ORIONNWSF or the YouTube Super Chat right here. We got some MLB action this Sunday afternoon. The Texas Rangers versus the Seattle Mariners. We're going for the sweep. Not sure if the brooms will be needed, but again, we're trying. We won the first two, and this is the last matchup, the rubber matchup here in this Sunday afternoon MLB action. Let's freaking go. Now let's cue up the music, take a look at the thumb, and let's get settled in for some NASCAR Cup Series, which I have been watching now for about an hour, as well as this matchup with the Rangers and the Mariners. Let's get it. And on the thumb on the left, you know who it is, right fielder Adolis Garcia. And on the right, our best pitcher on the squad, top 10 overall, it's Walter, a.k.a. Logan Gilbert. And I want to give a shout out to third baseman Ben Williamson. He just got called up this morning. And anytime you can get someone in the farm that gets called up, it's very exciting. He's not starting, but he may end up getting a chance to show what he can do at third base. And I watched him in the farm. He can make some pretty good defensive plays, and I hope that he stays on the squad. Welcome to the Mariners, Ben Williamson. I'm stoked. Let's go. And now let's get into the starting lineups here first for the visiting Texas Rangers. Leading off for the Rangers at DH, it is Jock Peterson. Batting second, playing shortstop for Texas, Corey Seager. Batting third, playing second base today, Josh Smith. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, right fielder, Adolis Garcia. Batting fifth, playing third base, Josh Young. Batting sixth, playing left field this afternoon, Dustin Harris. Batting seventh, playing first base for the Rangers, Jake Berger. Batting eighth, catching today for Texas, Kyle Higashioka. And batting ninth, playing center field, Leody Taveras. And on the mound, the ace for the Rangers, Nathan Eovaldi. And now let's get into the starting lineups for your Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in center field, Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, DHing today for Seattle, Jorge Polanco. Batting third, catching today for Seattle, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Batting cleanup, batting fourth, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Batting fifth, playing right field, Luke Raley. Batting sixth, playing first base, Rowdy Tellez. Batting seventh, playing third base, Miles Mastroboni. Batting eighth, playing second base, Dylan Moore. And batting ninth, playing shortstop, J.P. Crawford. And on the mound, like I mentioned, our best pitcher, our ace, top 10 overall, Logan Gilbert. Let's bring that intensity. Let's bring that energy. Let's go. And again, we won the first two games. And again, sometimes you need to have a big springboard win. And when you get down 5-0 to the Stros, when the series is split 1-1, and it feels like the world is ending and everything just is, terrible, right? And you're just getting beat up for 8 straight innings, and then somehow, some way, you end up finding a way to score 7 runs in the last 2 innings, and you come back and win 7-6. That was the springboard win that we needed. We not only won that Astro series 2-1, we've won 2 games after that here against the Texas Rangers. We're in first place for a good chunk of the season, but now they're in second to the Angels, a very, very good team. And again, if we can play well with Logan Gilbert and we can get to 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits, we're going to win this game and we're going to end up sweeping the Rangers. We have a day off tomorrow. We'll do Monday Night Raw live stream tomorrow. And then obviously Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, visit the Cincinnati Reds and LA De La Cruz. Luis Castillo gets the first start going against his former team. Should be exciting. And then after that series is up, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, we got the Toronto Blue Jays in Toronto going against Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Let's go, baby. I got the race on here as well. I've been watching it. We got about 75, 76 to go here in stage 2. 175 laps in out of 500. Larson, Haley, Hamlin, Hocevar, and Bowman in your top 5. Let's go. All right, let me get all my screens situated. I think I'm all situated here perfectly. Cole in the building. What's good? Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We'll be shooting for 20 likes within the first hour, 30 to 50 overall. If we hit the algorithm, and then obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's go. Logan Gilbert starting off the season. Again, you want to make sure, you got all your pitches in gear. And Logan Gilbert, 4-seam fastball, slider, splitter, curveball, and sinker. Doesn't use the sinker as much as the other 4 pitches, but a lot of 4-seam, a lot of sliders and splitters. And hopefully we can find a way to get the job done here this afternoon. Let's go. First pitch. Jock Peterson is outside, 1-0 count. And they definitely are moving the lineup around quite a bit after the Mariners have beat them up in the first couple games. Let them know. Appreciate you. Second pitch, crushed by Jock Peterson, fading, out of play, foul. And I always love when I can end up watching NASCAR Cup Series and the Mariners at the same time. I know Blazers, Lakers are on as well, but it's a very jam-packed day, obviously on the NBA, NHL, NASCAR Cup Series, and the MLB, and I fucking love it. Let's go. Let's go, M. Try to ends up. 1-1 pitch. That one is fouled off into the crowd. Behind in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes for Jock Peterson. Let's go, M's. Jock Peterson in the box. Logan Gilbert on the mound. Let's bring that electricity, baby. We won the first 2. Bryce Miller and Brian Wu. Let's get it here with Logan Gilbert. And I know they've been experimenting with Emerson Hancock and Luis F. Castillo. Both those guys got sent down. And the rumor is when we go to Cincinnati, we're going to run with 4 pitchers, not 5. Because again, we don't want to lose. We want to be able to make up ground. So I don't know how long they're going to go and do this particular 4-man rotation, with Bryce Miller, Brian Wu, Logan Gilbert, and Luis Castillo. But as long as it works, I don't mind. Big swing and a miss, and we get a first punch out by Logan Gilbert. First batter. See you later. See ya. First K for my guy, Logan. 1 away. I love it. Next up, in the 2-hole, shortstop, Corey Seager. Let's go, Mariners. Let's go, baby. And again, if we can end up sweeping the Rangers, that's going to be a real good look as we go to Cincinnati and Toronto in the next 2 series. We can't take those 2 teams for granted. 0-1 pitch. to Seager. Pitches low and in the dirt at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gilbert to Seager.
Oh my God.
Let's go, LG. You can do it, baby. One pitch. Big swing and a miss by Seager. Behind in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Larson still up front. And again, he ended up winning the Xfinity race yesterday. Would not be shocked if he ends up winning today. And then we got a week off for Easter and then Talladega. Excited for that. And a line drive to first base, but just foul as Rowdy Tellez gets that ball, flips it up into the crowd. Nice souvenir for a fan. Top of the first, 0-0. Rangers and Mariners. 1 out and a 1-2 count from Gilbert to Seager. Let's go. One-two pitch. Pitch is low and inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. And I'm super excited that we called up Ben Williamson. I mean, I know we got a lot of other guys, you know, with Harry Ford and Melvin Celestin, Cole Young, Colt Emerson, Lazaro Montez. I mean, the list goes on and on and on. But, you know, sending Dominic Canzone down to give another guy a chance to be able to show what he can do. And he plays third base, and we have kind of a hole there. Definitely excited. Line drive up the middle, and Corey Seager strikes again. Hard to be able to get him out on an everyday basis. Nice job by Corey Seager. Next up for the Rangers, playing a new position today, second baseman Josh Smith. First pitch right down the middle for a strike, 0-1 count. Let's go, baby. I like that. One pitch, big swing and a miss, behind in the count, 0-2. And if you are in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We got about half of you in the room that have done it so far. We're at 4, 6 more to go to get to 10, and then 16 more to get to 20 to hit the algorithm. Let's go. And once we hit 20 likes, that'll help us get a little bit more of a recommendation by YouTube to get more people in the room. Wild pitch, gets past Cal Raleigh, and Corey Seager advances to second base. Gilbert on the mound, and Josh Smith in the box. Top of the first, 0-0, 1 out, runner at second after that wild pitch by Logan Gilbert, which is rare. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Smith. And we got the NASCAR Cup Series on here as well. Always paying attention to what's going on in racing. 2-2 pitch. Crush towards first base, but Rowdy Tellez is there. There we go. 2 away. Runner advances to third base, Corey Seager. Next up is right fielder Adolis Garcia. Top of the first, 0-0, runner at third with 2 outs. And again, we had a little bit of a slow start for Bryce Miller as well as Brian Wu, you know, having bases loaded in the first inning, but neither one really got hurt and got taken advantage of in that situation. And we've been able to win both matchups, and hopefully we can win this one here this afternoon. Let's go. First pitch in there to Garcia for a strike, 0-1 count. Pitch is inside. At the knees, 1 ball and 1 strike from Gilbert to Garcia. Garcia in the box, Logan Gilbert on the mound. We got about 64 laps to go here in stage 2 at Bristol. 1-1 pitch. Pitch is high. And out of Cal's glove. Got to be careful there. This is a little bit of a weird start, and I don't know why we're starting, first innings such on a kind of shaky level the last 3 days, but it hasn't really hurt us, based off the win-loss record, but not what you want to see. Hopefully we can get on the same page here with Logan Gilbert and Cal Raleigh. Top of the first, 0-0, runner at third, Corey Seager with 2 outs, 2-1 pitch from Gilbert to Garcia. Pitch is inside, 3 balls and 1 strike to Garcia from Logan Gilbert. Let's go. Three-one pitch. Big swing and a miss. There we go. Count now is full, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And we got a restart, obviously, here in the NASCAR Cup Series. Larson, Haley, Hamlin, Hocevar, and Bowman in your top 5. Let's go. 500 laps, so it's going to be a long one. Let's go, Gilbert. And time is called by Adolis Garcia. Griffey Jr. bobble is here. It's been out since the Astro series, and it's definitely going to give us some good luck. Let's go, baby. Based off the 1989 Upper Deck rookie card, that's very iconic. Pitch is low and at the knees, and that is a rare walk by Logan Gilbert. Adolis Garcia goes to first base. Corey Seager already at third. Next up for the Rangers, third baseman Josh Young. Let's get out of this inning unscathed, baby. Young batting .478 to start off the season, 1 home run and 6 ribbies. This series 4 for 8, and the numbers are very similar to Jorge Polanco on our side for the Mariners. Throw to first. Keep Adolis Garcia honest. He's safe. Nice win for Oscar in F1. I'll always be rooting for my guy, Chase Elliott. Napa, no how. Big swing and a miss there by Young behind in the count 0-1. That was a wild swing, kind of reminded me of Julio there. Let's go, baby. Finish strong. One pitch. Pitch is low and at the knees. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gilbert to Young. 55 laps to go in stage 2 there at Bristol. Top of the first, 0-0 Rangers and Mariners. Runners on the corners at first and third. Garcia at first, Seager at third with 2 outs. And a 1-1 pitch from Gilbert to Young incoming. Let's go, Logan. Little chopper towards third base. Nope, towards first base and foul. Behind in the count now, 1 ball and 2 strikes for Gilbert to Josh Young. Let's go. That man in the building. What's good? Got the Cup Series on here as well as the Mariners. Love double dipping. And both should be ending probably around the same time, which is nice. There's Chase. Got to get up there, though, into the top 10. His high was 5th, but 16th. Obviously, currently, low is 20th. He's got to kind of make some ground in that Napa card. That is beautiful. That's my guy. Napa, no how. Top of the first, 0-0. Rangers and Mariners. Runners on the corners, first and third. Seager at third, Garcia at first with 2 outs. 1-2 pitch. Got him. Let's go. What a way to get out of the inning. And again, we've had some slow starts in the first inning, but we come out unscathed. That's my fucking guy. Let's go. Way to bring that electricity. We're going for the brooms, and we're going for the sweep. And Mariners aren't going to sweep too many teams, throughout the season. But again, anytime you go up 2-0 in a 3-game set, you feel pretty good when you got your best pitcher on the mound, and hopefully the bats will be able to back him up. The magic number will be 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. If we hit that number, we're going to win this game probably 90 to 95% of the time. And at home, it probably goes up even higher. Let's go, baby. Let's see who's up next here. In the top of the first for the Seattle Mariners. Leading off for the Mariners in center field, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Trident's up. Batting second, DHing for the Mariners, our best player in 2025. Had to give you a new photo. Crispy Jorge Polanco. Swaggy. And batting third, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. And obviously using the new torpedo bat in the last 2 days. He's homered in the last 2 days. Can he make it day number 3 and go 3 for 3 with the torpedo bat? I hope so. Trident's up. Let's go. And on the mound for the Rangers, it's their ace, Nathan Eovaldi. So it could end up being, a pitching duel, and we may not get a whole lot of hits and home runs early, but I'm hoping that we find a way to kind of, ease our way in and get at least a couple runs and maybe, 3, 4, 5 hits, within the first 4 or 5 innings. That would be great to kind of just give us a little bit, of a sigh of relief as we go into the end, 7th, 8th, and 9th. But again, we will have to wait and see. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We'll be shooting for 20 within the first hour, 30 to 50 if we hit the algorithm, and then obviously 100 in the donos on every single stream. Let's get it. Bottom of the first, Eovaldi on the mound, and J-Rod, Julio Rodriguez in the box. First pitch by Julio. Swings at a missile, and that is fading foul. Behind in the count 0-1. Go, J-Rod. Oh, 1 pitch. Julio chops that one foul. Behind in the count 0-2. And typically when Julio gets in an 0-2 count, it usually ends up leading to a strikeout or a ground out, but hopefully he can change that narrative here today. Let's go, J-Rod. Trident's up. Get it. Oh-2 pitch. Big swing and a miss. And what I know, I'm not going to be right about everything. But following this team, every pitch, every inning, every game, you start to kind of figure guys out, so to speak. One away. Okay, Julio, you got to get better as the game goes on, my brother. Let's go. Next up, DHing Jorge Polanco. First pitch to Polanco, big swing and a miss. 0-1 count, 382 average, 3 home runs, 12 ribbies. This series 3 for 7, and his batting average has been as high as 450 earlier in the year. He's got these really unusual circular stunner shades. You don't see a lot of individuals wearing them. They look, almost like they're meant for like scuba diving or some kind of other sport, but I'll take it. They almost look like kind of goggles you would wear if you were going to go swimming or scuba diving, something of that nature. But, as long as it works and it fits good for, his eyes, do you. 0-2 pitch and Polanco. Yes, sir. We'll take the goggles, baby. They fucking work. And that's a base knock for the best player on the Mariners in 2025, Jorge Polanco. And I decided to get you a new HD 4K photo, and it fucking worked. Let's go. Crispy. Next up, big dumper, catcher Cal Raleigh. Let's go, big dumper. Larson, Bowman, Hamlin, Bell, Hocevar in your top 5 there with 31 to go. In stage 2 now 30. Throw to first. Dupolo, fans boo. He's safe. Torpedo bat, baby. Exit velo 109.7. And yesterday 108.7. 399 feet 2 days ago. Yesterday 420. And hopefully he'll be able to do it again here today. Pitches inside. 1-0 count to big dumper Cal Raleigh. Let's go, Cal. Trident's up, baby. Bottom of the first, runner at first with one out. Polo with a single. 1-0 pitch to Cal Raleigh. Good eye. Pitches inside at the knees. 2-0 count. And again, if their starter ends up being shaky, could end up being a situation similar to yesterday. But Eovaldi normally, doesn't really have off games often, but you never know. 214 average, 4 homers, and 6 ribbies by Cal. And if that torpedo bat keeps working, he might end up hitting 40 home runs this season. He's usually good for about 30 to 35 every year, which is number 1 out of any catcher in the MLB. You just got to get the batting average up. Pitches inside there for a ball. 2 balls and 1 strike. 1 out and 1 on. Eovaldi on the mound. Big swing and a miss by Big Dumper. 2 balls and 2 strikes to Cal Raleigh. One of my favorites on the team. Trident's up. Let's go. Great leader, great catcher, great defender. Makes the whole pitching staff better. The best clutch hitter the last couple of years for the Mariners. And again, we'll see if that continues as the year goes on, and he'll get better and better as the warmer weather comes out and getting used to that new torpedo bat. We'll take it. 2-2 pitch. Pitch is high and out of the zone, but Cal crushes it, and that goes foul about 20 rows back. Great souvenir for a fan. I hope that ends up being me when I go on the 4th of July to see the Pittsburgh Pirates and hopefully Paul Skeens. I would love to be able to get a Paul Skeens ball with, obviously him pitching it, Cal Raleigh hitting it, and me catching it. That's the goal. 2-2 pitch incoming. On the Eovaldi to Big Dumper. Pitch is inside now. Count is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Go, Cal. Three-two pitch, and you wouldn't believe this. Back. See ya! The 3rd day in a row. Julio says, I don't want to use a torpedo bat. Well, maybe you should. Cal Raleigh, 3 home runs in 3 days. Guess what? The torpedo bat fucking works, especially if you can make contact. Let's go. 2-0 Mariners. Fuck yeah. Woo! Yeah, baby. Yeah, baby. Torpedo, baby. Woo! Yes, sir. Way to bring that electricity, and that's exactly what we needed. 2-0 Mariners. Are we going to get the brooms and we're going to sweep? Let's fucking go. Elliott in the building. And again, we've seen the Yankees put up 33 runs in the first 2 days that they had it, but they've been a little bit more quiet, since that explosion, of a few of those guys using the bat. And as far as I know Randy uses it and Cal Raleigh uses it. But again, anyone thinking that, hey, maybe it doesn't work, well, Julio says, I don't want to use it. Cal Raleigh says, I'll try it. And he's hit 3 home runs in 3 days. Sufficient to say it's working. And a line drive for Randy Arozarena that should have been a hit with that torpedo bat. And great defense there by Josh Young. 2 away. That's just a damn shame right there. Next up, right fielder, Luke Raley. Let's go, Luke. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help us get to 20 within the first hour and a half, and then 30 to 50 overall if we hit the algorithm. 100 in the donos on every single stream. Awesome. Did you have a great time? You go with the homies? Go with the friends? Going to baseball games is always fun. Never a bad time. We got 12 laps to go. Larson, Bowman, Bell, Hocevar, and Hamlin at Bristol. Bottom of the first, 2-0 Mariners. And again, when we start off fast, it's hard to beat us, especially when our pitching is top 3 in the league. So again, if we can actually get 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits, we're already halfway there. And we got our best pitcher on the mound, top 10, Logan Gilbert. The brooms might be coming out today. I know Ranger fans don't want to hear that, but, again, it hasn't been the greatest start for us. We lost Victor Robles for 3 months, Ryan Bliss for 4 to 5 months, but we've been able to bring up Leo Rivas. Obviously, we got Ben Williamson that got the call up today, and he's been a stud at third base in the farm system. We have a hole there, and again, sometimes injuries are a blessing. in disguise, and then the next man up mentality sometimes ends up being better than what you had originally. Let's go. Bottom of the first, 2 outs, 2-0 Mariners. Cal Raleigh, 2-run blast. Can Luke Raley do the same? I wonder if Luke is using the torpedo bat. You know, he's been connecting, but he's just been a little bit behind the 8 ball. But he's got the power, and whenever he does hit that first home run in 2025, like I've mentioned the last few days, it'll probably be a double-decker or triple-decker. It'll be 400 feet plus, more than likely. Nice, man. Hell yeah. Remember a few years ago that you didn't like baseball, and I told you, go with the homies, and it'll change your life forever? And now you're doing like fantasy baseball, hanging out with the homies, having a great time at the ballpark. Hell yeah! Show me some photos. Send me the DMs with the photos with you and your friends at the game, man. I'm happy for you, man. Bottom of the first, 2-0, 2-2 pitch. Raley, line drive, smothered, throw to first. And that is the 3rd out, but the damage is already done after Big Dumper deciding to use the torpedo bat that got sent in 3 days ago. And this is the 3rd day in a row with a home run. And that home run today, that went back to about the 5th row there in right field. He hit it essentially with one hand. That's my guy, Big Dumper, Cal Raleigh. Trident's up. Bay Bay. That's what I'm talking about. We got 3 laps to go. Now 2 laps to go at Bristol. Larson, Bowman, Bell, Hocevar, and Hamlin. Where's my boy Chase Elliott? 16th. Got to make some ground up. Let's go, Chase. Yeah, I mean, for me, Seattle's about 3 hours away, so it's not the closest drive. But again, me having to be a good dog father, I'm no longer able to go overnight and go to 2 games like I used to do with my best friend Justin. But we are going to be going on the 4th of July, hopefully to see Paul Skeens and to see the Pirates. And hopefully we get Logan Gilbert and Paul Skeens, and I'm going to try to get a Skeens Cal Raleigh foul ball. And I'm definitely excited. They're doing a giveaway for another hat, like this one we got at the last 4th of July. Super stoked about it. The trucker hat style. Very cool. And hopefully the Mariners end up getting the dub. But, like I said, out of all the events that I've ever gone to, I think my favorite are obviously going to Eugene and going to the Ducks, and obviously seeing the Mariners. Those are by far the 2 best. Let's go. Oh, you got pretty good seats, my guy. And I usually sit on that side as well, either first base or third base. Beautiful, dude. Oh, look at you and all the homies, man. That's great. You got some Cardinal fans in there. You got some Phillies fans in there. And then you got my guy, Swaggy SB, in the middle. My boy, Double E. Looking good, my guy. No foul balls, yeah. And then I'm not sure, just to kind of give you a heads up, and obviously you notice it when you go to games as well, right? But if you go on the first base side instead of third base, usually the home team, after the innings are over, will throw, the baseballs into the crowd after the inning ends. And if you're, in that area, usually the home team will do it, 9 times, once out of every 9 innings on top of foul balls. So it gives you another chance to get a ball if you can't get a foul ball. And then if you're on the third base side, you just have to pray that the visiting team does it, but they usually don't do it as often. In my experience, when I've seen the Yankees and the Dodgers and the Cardinals and the Royals and a few other teams, they typically do it about a third of the time. It's like maybe 3 baseballs. Once out of every 3 innings, they'll throw into the crowd, unless you get someone incredibly lucky, trying to show love to the fan base that's sitting in that section on the road, Phillies fans, so to speak. Popped up, top of the second, 2-2 pitch, and that one just goes into the crowd, out of play. Yeah, beautiful, bro. Great pictures. Did you post those on socials yet? I didn't get a chance to see. I don't think your social feed came up on my algorithm on Facebook or Instagram yet, but those are awesome. And that is rocketed into the outfield, and that is gone. See ya. Wow, I was not expecting that, but it might be a home run party. And this guy doesn't even play regularly. Dustin Harris getting inserted on the lineup, and you got a story to tell your kids one day. Left fielder with a nice little bucket slam there. Nice yada, yeet, solo dinger by Dustin Harris. 2-1 Mariners. Wow, was not expecting that. Out of anybody in the lineup, he's probably the least likely, guy that you would think. One of the bottom two maybe, but especially with not getting a whole lot of playing time, but he's making the most of it, and maybe he just earned a little bit more playing time there. Nice job, Dustin. Next up is first baseman Jake Berger. Looks like we're going to have a battle here today. Nice. Hell yeah, man. The pictures are dope. Unfortunate that none of y'all, and were you guys all sitting together, like all 8 seats together? Or did you guys have like 4 seats in one row and 4 seats behind you in the other row? I assume you guys were sitting all together in a big group like that. Sometimes it's hard to get 8 seats in a row, at least it is in Seattle. Usually it's like, if you try to get more than 3 or 4, it's almost impossible, just based on seating, so. When me and my buddy go, I always get the seat on the aisle, so I can run up and down the aisle, 5 rows up, 5 rows down to maximize our chances for a ball. 2-1 pitch from Logan Gilbert to Jake Berger, and shout out to my boy Brooks Beats. All new beats on the background music on the channel moving forward on his new beat album called Sessions that will be released very shortly as well. Give us some new music to be able to listen to when we do the streams, which is great. Shout out to my boy Brooks, extremely talented individual. And I hope he ends up making it and he doesn't quit his dream. When you got goals and dreams, if it was easy, everyone would do it. And he's got talent, Busta Rhymes reached out to him a couple years ago saying that he liked his stuff, like the actual real Busta Rhymes. And, if that wasn't a sign, to continue to keep doing your thing, I don't know what is. And even back then, he was kind of just doing it as a hobby, but extremely talented guy, and I hope he keeps doing his thing. I will always support him and my friend. 1 away, top of the second, 2-1 Mariners. Next up, Kyle Higashioka. And we've seen Kyle kind of make his way around the league, known, on the Yankees primarily, and we'll see what he can do here for the Rangers. Tried to jam him, and that gets popped foul. 1 ball and 1 strike. Eight in a row and 2 below us. Wow, big group. Now, I'm only going to get to go to like probably 1 or 2 games this season. Now, if we get better support, moving forward, we'll see. But things have been kind of light as of late. But I have confidence that things will get better. Top of the second, 2-1 Mariners, 1-2 pitch. Got him. That was nasty. Logan Gilbert with another K. Let's go, baby. Bring that intensity, bring that electricity. Let's go. Next up, center fielder Leody Taveras. Line in the count, 0-1. And it looks like we're at 10. We're still 10 away from hitting the algorithm. So if you're in the room and haven't done it yet, please do. Now we're at 11. 9 more to go to be able to hit 20. Let's go. One pitch. Popped up. And that one is fading foul. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Tavares. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Logan. One-two pitch. Line drive. And there we go. That is out number 3. Nice job, Luke Rayleigh. Mariners 2, Rangers 1. 2 hits apiece. Pretty competitive matchup here early on with Eovaldi and Gilbert. But I'm happy to see that we have some runs early instead of it being just 0-0 into the 7th. And then both teams have to make a sprint at the end, or Rangers beating us up like 3-0 until the 7th inning, and then we have to make up that deficit. So nice to be able to see Cal Raleigh and that torpedo bat. That shit is working. Let's go. Let's see who's up next here for the Seattle Mariners. Let's go. Yeah, you guys are crazy, man. Like, even with some of the, losses, on the team and, having to make some adjustments to the new roster and whatnot. Dodgers started off very, very strong, but kind of hit a wall, with some of their guys in the 5 to the 9 hole struggling. And not only are you guys doing great, but the Giants are really showing the Dodgers something as well. What a crazy division. By far the best division in MLB with those 3 teams, Padres, Giants, and Dodgers. It's going to be very interesting to see what happens in the National League as the year goes on. Back. Next up for the Mariners, right fielder. Will it be Luke Rayleigh? We'll find out here in a moment. We got to be getting around this point here with Tellez, Mastrobuoni, Dylan Moore. ESPN is always slow. And next up is Rowdy Tellez, because I figured that Luke Rayleigh was up in that previous inning. Sometimes when you're going through the action, you forget on who's been up at that last at-bat. That one goes foul. Got a new photo up here for Tellez. Starting to find himself with the lineup. Bottom of the second, 2-1 Mariners, 0-1 pitch. Tellez crushes that one foul behind the count 0-2. Really? No way. I imagine you saw quite a few different jerseys besides, just Cardinals and Phillies. Pitch is inside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Yeah, isn't that crazy? You probably would have thought, that maybe you would be a little bit above 500, like 9-8 or something of that, nature, or, based on, you got 15 games, so maybe like 8-7, or, maybe a couple games above 500. But I don't think anybody, let alone Padre fans, expected 12-3 and 9-0 at home. But keep it up, my guy. That's awesome. We started off slow, but we're starting to kind of hit our groove after being down 5-0 to the Stros in the rubber match and then scoring 7 runs in the last 2 innings and winning 7-6. That catapulted us with our swag and our aura and vibe, and that carried over to these first 2 games and obviously this 3rd game. And if we can win this, we're going to get our first sweep of 2025 against a team that was in first place for a good chunk of the early season, either them or the Angels. So I'm liking what I'm seeing so far with a 2-1 lead. Bottom of the second, 2-2 count for Eovaldi to Rowdy Tellez.
Oh my God.
It's tough to beat Eovaldi. Big swing and a miss. And down goes Tellez. Nice punch out by Nathan. 1 away. It's okay, Rowdy. Next up is 3rd baseman Miles Mastrobuoni. And at some point, depending on how he does, we may end up seeing the MLB debut of Ben Williamson, who got the call-up from the farm system this morning. Very excited. He's a good defender at third base. We've been kind of lacking at that spot, and hopefully we can get him implemented in the lineup at some point or another. Mastrobuoni takes a strike, 0-1 count. On the corner, called strike, behind in the count, 0-2. $238 laps to go. Larson, Bowman, Hamlin, Bell, and Gibbs. Elliott in what, 17th, 16th, something like that? Come on, Chase. Let's go, baby. 1-2 pitch from Eovaldi to Mastrobuoni. Mastrobuoni, line drive to first, and a toe tap. 2 away. The former Cub. And next up, playing second base today, it's Demo Dylan Moore. Ken Griffey Jr. bobblehead has been giving us luck since that Astro series, and I'm going to continue to bobble it out, baby. Let's go. Based off the 1989 Upper Deck rookie card, one of the most iconic cards in sports history. Bottom of the second, 2-1 Mariners. Nobody on with 2 outs. Eovaldi first pitch to Demo outside of the box, but called strike. 0-1 count. And this is not going to be a surprise if we have an issue with umps. The umps have not been very good so far in this particular series, but you could say they're not very good in every game, no matter what game you're watching. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss now behind in the count, 0-2 from Eovaldi to Dylan Moore. Come on, Demo. Oh-2 pitch, check swing. Did he go? He did not. 1 ball and 2 strikes. One-two pitch, slow dribbler to third, off a one-hopper, throw to first, got him. Good defense there by the Rangers to get out of the inning. And that's the end of the second. Let's go to the top of the third with the Mariners 2-1 lead. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. We're getting closer to that 20 number, and we're still looking for our first dono on our dono train. We're at 14. 6 more likes to go. If you're in the room and haven't done it yet, please do. Now we're at 15. Thank you so much. 5 more to go to hit 20, and we can hit the algorithm. Let's go. Oh, really? That's dope. Hell yeah. Next up for the Rangers here in the top of the third, 0 for 1 with a K, DHing Jock Peterson. Batting second, 1 for 1, shortstop Corey Seager. And batting third, 0 for 1, second baseman Josh Smith. And on the mound, our furious leader, Logan Gilbert. Let's go. Right ends up. And we win this game, we get to 500. We got a day off tomorrow for the Mariners, but I'll be doing Monday Night Raw live stream tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific. Then on Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, we go on the road to the Cincinnati Reds and Ellie De La Cruz. Should be a challenge, but we're up for it. And then as soon as that series is over, we fly from Cincinnati immediately on Friday on Apple TV Plus. Go against Toronto and the Blue Jays and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. And I'm very excited about that series. That one, you know, we have playoff history with them, and it always seems like it ends up being kind of must-see TV when we play the Blue Jays with Bo Bichette and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Fresh off that $500 million extension about a week ago. First pitch from Logan Gilbert to Jock Peterson in there for a strike, 0-1 count. Let's go, baby. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss behind in the count 0-2. Pitch. Popped up. Behind the plate, foul. Let's go, M's. Finish strong, baby. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is outside from Gilbert to Cal Raleigh there. 1 ball and 2 strikes. We got the NASCAR Cup Series on here as well. Bristol. And we'll find out, if these guys can keep it moving with the tire situation as we move forward into the back end of the race. 1-2 pitch. Pitch is low and at the knees. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Logan Gilbert to Jock Peterson. Two pitch. Got him. Let's go. Smoked him. That's what I'm talking about, baby. Way to bring that electricity, and another K for Logan Gilbert. Five Ks for Logan Gilbert already. He's the man. Next up is shortstop Corey Seager. Oh, 1 pitch. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and 1 strike to Corey Seager. Let's go, baby. Finish strong. Let's go. 1-1 pitch. Chopper. Slow dribbler to first. Should be an easy out for Rowdy Tellez. It is. 2 away. Nice little ground out. Next up, second baseman Josh Smith. 0 for 1. Let's make it 0 for 2. Great start for the Mariners so far. 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits is the magic number. We're already halfway there, and we're only in the 3rd inning with a 2-run blast by Cal Raleigh. Pitch is outside, 1-0 count. And then the Rangers with a solo jack by Dustin Harris. The home run party early. Pitch. Pitch is high and inside. 2 balls and no strikes. Top of the 3rd, 2-1 Seattle. 2 outs, nobody on. Logan Gilbert, 57 pitches in, and Josh Smith in the box. 2-0 pitch incoming to Josh. Pitch on the corner of the zone for a strike. 2 balls and 1 strike. Could have been called a ball. One pitch. That's in there for a strike on the corner. Good location by my guy, LG. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Smoke him. Let's go, Logan. Slider, 4-seam, splitter, curve, and sinker. Smoke him. Pitch is inside. Gets a little bit away from Cal. Smothers it into the dirt. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Go, Logan. Two outs and nobody on. 3-2 pitch. Dribbler right up the middle. JP Crawford, throw to Tellez. Got him. There we go. I love it. Next up for the Mariners, due up in the 9-hole, shortstop, JP Crawford. Batting second, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. And batting third, DHing for the Mariners, Jorge Polanco. Let's go, Mariners. All right, we got, 193 to go. Larson, Hamlin, Gibbs, Hocevar, and Blaney. Byron, Bell, Briscoe, Haley, and Reddick in your top 10. Where is my guy Chase? 18th. Come on, Chase. Let's go, baby. Let's try to get a top 10 finish, my guy. Yeah, but no how. Let's go. First pitch from Eovaldi to JP Crawford. 0-1 pitch and an 0-1 count. Let's go, JP. 0-1 pitch is high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Eovaldi to JP Crawford. Pitch right down the middle. JP crushes that. Fading foul. Number 1 in walks in the American League. I like that. I got to get that batting average up. 2 for 14 career versus Eovaldi with a home run. JP crushes that one. Fading foul. Count remains 1-2. Let's go, JP. One-two pitch from Eovaldi to Crawford. Crawford, fly ball into center field. Should be a routine play, and it is. 1 away. Good defense by Leody Taveras in center. Next up for the Mariners, center fielder, Julio Rodriguez. Let's go, J-Rod. Try dance up. Baby. Let's go. Come on, J-Rod. First pitch, swinging at anything and everything. Outside pitch, inside pitch, doesn't matter. Overly aggressive on that first pitch, and he's going to have to learn, to be able to be a little bit more patient in the box. I hope he will. I mean, his career relies on it. 0-1 pitch. Big swing and a miss. Gets behind in the count 0-2. And usually when he gets behind 0-2, it leads to either a strikeout or a ground out 90% of the time. Hopefully he'll battle back. So let's see. Come on, J-Rod. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is high. Doesn't swing at that garbage. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Eovaldi to J-Rod. I appreciate you. I'm Dalahala. We're at 95 to go. Thank you so much. Nice win for Oscar. We can get some photos up for you. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks with a little cactus jack. Bang, bang. We're at 5:95 to go. Right before the 1 hour mark. I appreciate that. And hopefully we'll get a few others to be able to show some love and support. Working 7 days a week is not easy. 2-2 pitch. And fouls it off himself. That remains 2-2. I assume that's who you want for photos. You want Oscar, or is there someone else that you would like? Once we get into the commercial break, I'll be able to do that for you. I'll get them loaded in a moment. Every dollar counts. Larson, Hamlin, Gibbs, Hocevar, and Blaney. With about 178 to go. Oscar pitcher, sounds great. Bottom of the third, 2-1 Mariners. Nobody on, one out, and Julio with a nice line drive into right field. Yes, sir. There we go. Nice job, J-Rod. Woo! There we go. Next up, DHing Jorge Polanco. One ball and one strike to Jorge Polanco. Throw to first. Julio is safe. Appreciate you. Bottom of the third, 2-1 Mariners. Runner at first, Julio with one out. 1-2 count from Eovaldi to Jorge Polanco. Let's go, baby. Let's go, Polo. Fire photo. Captain in the building. What's good? Cal Raleigh with another home run, Captain. Third day in a row with that torpedo bat. It's working. And a little blooper into left field. 2 away. Let's go, baby. I'm telling you, man, we really did turn that corner after coming back against the Astros, being down 5-0. You need a springboard win when things are going shitty, and you need a W in your life, you know, and then it changes the whole morale of the team. And also, we ended up calling up this morning Ben Williamson, who's kind of a stud at third base in the farm system. So at some point, he may take over, depending on if it's Dylan Moore or Miles Mastroboni. But they're going to give Ben a shot. And again, he's a good defender, pretty good hitter, and defense is very good. So hopefully it'll carry over from the farm here into the big leagues. But he hasn't played yet, but you know, we might see him get his first at bat and get substituted for Mastroboni maybe in the 7th, you know, 8th, you know, somewhere in that range, or we might have to wait until the Cincinnati Red Series. But pretty fucking exciting. So far, if you're just tuning in and you just came in the room like Captain, Cal Raleigh with the torpedo bat, 3rd day in a row, 3rd home run in 3 separate days. It's working. And that gave us, obviously, the 2-0 lead. And then Dustin Harris, who is not a regular everyday player, got, you know, kind of some good heat on one fastball there by Logan Gilbert, and it was a solo jack, which is kind of rare. And again, for a guy like Dustin Harris, and that's pretty much where we sit right now here in the top of the 4th inning. 2 home runs, that's pretty much it. But we'll take it. Let's go M's. Cal actually pulled it into right field, and when he ended up hitting it, he really only had one hand on the bat. Went back to about the 5th row. So it's not like he crushed it like double-decker, triple-decker, but I mean,
regardless of where the home run lands, front row, triple decker, 400 plus feet, it doesn't matter. A home run's a home run, right? So let's see who's up next here in the top of the fourth for the Rangers in this pitching duel. Next up for the Rangers, 0 for 0 with a base on ball, right fielder Adalis Garcia. Cool photo there of him. Batting second, third baseman Josh Young. And batting third, the individual that gave them the solo jack, not an everyday player, but today a stud, left fielder Dustin Harris. Let's go Mariners. And we're 6 likes away from 20. If you're in the room and haven't smashed that like button yet, 5 likes away from 20. Please do your boy a solid so we can get to that number. Or one pitch. That one is fading foul. Batting average for Adalis Garcia, 229. This season in 2025, 11 hits with 6 extra base hits so far here in the early part of the season. Let's go Gilbert. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is low and into the knees. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Garcia. Let's go Mariners. We might get the brooms out today. It'd be huge considering how the season has gone, and it'll get us to 500. And big swing and a miss. Down goes Garcia, and Logan Gilbert is fucking cooking. 6 Ks for Logan Gilbert, baby. Yeah. Give me that. Give me that. Next up is Josh Young, stud. 150 laps to go. Larson, Hamlin, Gibbs, Hocevar, and Blaney. Byron, Bell, Briscoe, Chastain, and Haley in your top 10. And Chase Elliott in 17th. Come on, Chase. I need a little Napa know-how in my life. Let's go. If you're not going to win, at least get in the top 10. Pitch is high and inside. 1 ball and 1 strike from Gilbert to Josh Young. Top of the fourth, 2-1 Mariners. Pitch is low and out of the zone, but called strike. Favorable call by that ump. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Young. Are they going to challenge that pitch? What's going on here? Is he just taking time? And just like Cole said, most career home runs by a catcher. He's already number 1 at 98, and he's only been in the league a couple years. Janino and Dan Wilson behind him. Can you imagine what Cal Raleigh's numbers are going to be when his career is all said and done? He's going to have a chance to be a Hall of Fame player like Logan Gilbert. If you had to choose 2 guys that are kind of like, they're not there yet, they got to play for a long, long time. But, Cal is ahead of Julio, and so is Logan Gilbert. Julio's a popular name, but he's nowhere near the level of Gilbert or Raleigh for consistency. But those guys are, obviously the future. They're the core, Gilbert, Julio, and Cal. We just need Julio to catch up to Gilbert and Cal's consistency. Even though Cal's batting average is sometimes low like Julio's, but I think we can trust Cal a little bit more than Julio most of the time. And now with this new torpedo bat that Cal is using and Julio is refusing, we may see a different shift, in the popular opinion on who maybe is the best player on the team hitting-wise after Jorge Polanco. Top of the fourth, 2-1 Mariners. 1 out, nobody on. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Young. And less than 150 laps to go here at Bristol. Two pitch. Try to jam the hitter, Young, and that one fading foul. Ken Griffey Jr. bobblehead is working. Let's go, baby. We winning? Let's go. Nice, great stadium giveaway from a few years ago. Big swing and a miss. Let's go. And another punch out by Logan Gilbert, baby. Way to bring that electricity. 7 Ks for my guy, LG. Hell yeah. Guy's pacing for 10. And we haven't seen anybody get 10 Ks yet. And a couple years ago, that was kind of the standard. 10 by Gilbert, 10 by Kirby, 10 by Miller, 10 by Castillo. But things have definitely changed into more of an advantage for the hitters than the pitchers with the rule changes, with the shifting and the pitch calm and all that. But a great performance so far, and a 1-0 pitch to Dustin Harris, the only individual to rough up Logan so far today with a solo jack. One-0 pitch. Pitch is in the zone for a strike. 1 ball and 1 strike. Got 3 hits total, 2 of them for home runs. I would say that's good. 1-1 pitch. Line drive. Third base, Mastroboni. Throw to Tellez. Got him. And that retires the side. Bay. Logan Gilbert wheeling and dealing. Let's see who's up next for the Mariners in the bottom of the 4th, halfway through the matchup, and also more than halfway through the race for Bristol. Let's go. Next up for the Mariners, 0 for 1, left fielder Randy Arozarena. Batting second, right fielder, 0 for 1, Luke Rayleigh. And batting third, in the 6th hole, first baseman, 0 for 1 with a K, Rowdy Tellez. Let's go, Mariners. Nice job, Logan. You're the fucking man. You got on the thumb for a reason, baby. Let's go. Congratulations to Ben Williamson getting selected from the farm and making his possible MLB debut today or possibly on Monday when we play the Reds. And I can't wait to see what he does at third base. Let's go. Got a lot of guys in the farm that are extremely talented. Dominic Canzone went down, but we've already seen him for the last couple of years. We know kind of what he's about. So when that's the case, you've got to be able to bring up other guys and give them a chance and see if they can stick to this starting lineup in the big leagues. Let's go, Mariners. Yeah, he's definitely very close. It sounds like based on, because I read everything Mariners, everything in the farm, single A, high A, double A, triple A, Mariners PR. Anything Mariners, and it sounds like more than likely he could go today if we need him. But realistically, they'll probably save him for the Red series when we have Luis Castillo going against his former team on Tuesday. So, and then we're not going to be bringing up Emerson Hancock or Luis F. Castillo because they fucking suck. So we're going to go with a 4-man rotation short term. Now, George Kirby is not ready until about May 2nd, around my birthday, and same as Matt Brash. So I don't know for 2 weeks if we're going to go with 4-man rotation, but if it works, it works. Rather than bringing up some guy that's shitty like Hancock and Castillo that can't get it done. Big swing and a miss by Randy, 2 balls and 1 strike. So we're going to go Castillo and then Bryce Miller, Wu, Gilbert. That'll be the rotation, obviously, after Gilbert pitches today. And I think that gives us the best shot to, be competitive, win 2 out of 3 against the Reds, possibly sweep, and maybe 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays if we're lucky, maybe with a possible sweep if we play well and the bats come alive. So But the torpedo bats, not every individual is using them. I believe Randy Arozarena and Cal Raleigh are using them. But as far as anybody else, I'm not too sure besides Julio. I know Julio declined it. But as far as everyone else, I think they're willing to at least give it a shot in batting practice and to see if it works. But Cal has been the most successful so far because as soon as he's used it, he's hit a home run in 3 consecutive games with the new torpedo bat. So again, you have to know how to hit and make contact first, and then you got to get it on that sweet spot. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Randy Arozarena with a strike 3, 1 away. Okay, Randy, we still love you. Next up, right fielder Luke Raley. And I don't think we're going to really be missing Ryan Bliss. We will be feeling the loss of Victor Robles, but if we can get some of these farm guys to step up, like Ben Williamson, and then eventually Harry Ford, Lazaro Montez, Belnin, Celestin, Cole Young, Cole Emerson. I mean, we literally line drive, Raley, throw to first, 2 away. But we got almost 10 guys, with pitchers and infield, outfield talent that at some point are going to be starting for the Mariners in the near future within the next probably 5 years. So a lot of excitement. We just have to find the right combination and hope some of those guys break out and end up being studs for us, and then we can replace some of the guys that have been struggling. But we have amazing talent. And then Durangelo, the switch pitcher that can pitch left-handed and right-handed, in his first couple opportunities, he's already got 10 Ks. So he's wheeling and dealing from the left and the right. I would love to be able to see him in the near future. So let's go. Next up, from Eovaldi to Rowdy Tellez. 0-1 pitch. Tellez crushes that one foul. And I had to get some new photos for Tellez and Polo to give him that extra swag. Let's go, Rowdy. Yeah, and I'm definitely excited about Troy Taylor. Again, he's going to be the guy that throws the heaters, kind of like a Brian Wu and a Bryce Miller, as far as being a bullpen guy. Abe Spire and Troy Taylor should be our best besides Andres Munoz. Popped up, and that's an easy 1-2-3 inning there for the Rangers. End of the 4th, let's go to the top of the 5th, and we got a 2-1 lead. Let's go. STL in the building, what's good? Yeah, I mean, Ellie's going to be Ellie, bro, and again, other than Ellie, we'll figure it out, but Ellie's going to make plays, it's just what he does. He's going to steal bags. He's going to get singles, doubles. He might get a triple against us. Realistically, he'll probably hit at least 1 home run against us in 3 games, but, depending on our vibe, and if we sweep today, I like our chances of winning 2 out of 3 against the Reds, if not more, and 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays on the road. We're going to be at Cincinnati and at Toronto. Worst case scenario, 1 out of 3 and 1 out of 3. We're not going to get swept by the Reds, and we're not going to get swept by the Blue Jays. We're on an emotional high right now. I mean, it definitely is possible, but based on how we've been playing as of late, after that 5-0 deficit to the Astros in the rubber match, and we came back and won 7-6 and scored 7 runs in 2 innings, that has carried over into this Rangers series, and it's going to fucking carry over if we sweep to the Reds. We sweep them, that's going to carry over to the Blue Jays, and then pretty soon we're going to be in first place in the AL West. You watch and see. Let's go. I love watching Ellie, though. He had a grand slam in his bobblehead night, yesterday? So, he's a monster, but again, if you're smart as a Mariner staff, walk him. I don't like really intentionally walking guys. You want to be able to see a guy do something special, but it would probably be smart, to intentionally walk him at least once in the series, depending on the situation. Unless you want to give up a solo 2-run, 3-run, or grand salami. He's got that fucking power. We know that. He's amazing. One of my favorite players to watch in the big leagues, Ellie De La Cruz. Facts. All right, let's see who's up next here for the Rangers. Logan Gilbert pitching strong, pacing for 10 Ks. Next up will be first baseman Jake Berger. Batting second, the former Yankee catcher Kyle Higashioka, former Padre and Yankee, now Ranger. What a trio there. And then batting third in the 9-hole center fielder Leody Taveras. Going from the Yankees to the Padres to the Rangers, all good teams. I saw that, and when you end up, committing a crime and you kill somebody in a car and then you flee the scene, your NFL career is over. He should have been smarter than that, thinking that he was not going to get caught. You're going to get caught. There's cameras everywhere, and if he wouldn't have done that, maybe things would have been a little bit different. But obviously he was going to be going to trial. He wasn't going to be in the NFL, even though he was prior to that accident. And he probably thought his life was over, didn't want to be in prison, and he took his own life. Terrible, and again, we've seen quite a few, college players make bad decisions, either in college or when they get to the NFL. And a lot of it has to do with speeding, drinking, and, if you end up, killing someone in a car and you flee, not a good look, but rest in peace, to him, and, kind of a lesson to be learned in that kind of situation for other players. And Jake Berger with a stand-up double there into left field to start off the inning. Next up for the Rangers, catcher Kyle Higashioka. And if he wouldn't have committed that crime, he would have gotten drafted. And, I'm not sure how good of a player he would have been in the NFL, but he would have made it. That's for damn sure. He would have been drafted, 100%. First pitch to Higashioka, first strike, 0-1 count. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. Help your boy out. And we're at 5:95 to go. Pitch is outside, 1 ball and 1 strike. Then Gilbert to Higashioka. And Gilbert is fucking wheeling and dealing. 7 Ks, 3 more to 10. Let's go. One pitch. Foul back. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Gilbert to Higashioka. One-two pitch. Pitch is inside. 2 balls and 2 strikes. I read everything, bro. Like, I'm a nerd, bro. All I do is read 4 to 6 hours a day, every day, watch film of everything: baseball, basketball, football, hockey, NASCAR, wrestling, truck series, Xfinity, spend time with my pup, exercise, I walk 5 miles a day, and then, spend a lot of time with the pup. But all I do, and I don't do it to, necessarily be knowledgeable on the channel. That's part of it, but that's just kind of who I've been ever since I was little, collecting cards and looking at stats, and it's just been, a part of who I am, and that's the story. He ended up, I'm not sure if he was on drugs or if he was drunk and had was drinking, but I know that he ended up having like a vehicular homicide where he hit somebody and like a grandpa who was like almost 80, and he killed him, and then, looked in there and then got scared, and then he just dipped, and fled the scene, got caught, and obviously they told him, you're not going to get drafted now. And, all that hard work, to be able to make it to your dream of the NFL, gone in an instant. And then probably not having good friends and family around him to try to keep him mentally stable, and then decided that he didn't want to, go to prison. Your life wasn't over, so to speak, but again, in his mind, it probably was, and didn't want to be in prison, and ended his own life, which is very, very sad. Even if there was going to be prison time of, I don't know how many years it would have been, I would assume somewhere probably between 5 and 40 years, but there still would have been life left, maybe not the life that he, could see, but sometimes, the decisions you make in life will end up affecting you, short-term and long-term. But with all that being said, rest in peace. Top of the 5th, 2-1 Mariners. 1 out, runner at second. 0-2 pitch from Gilbert to Tavares, incoming. Leote in the box, and our best pitcher on the staff, Logan Gilbert, on the mound. And when it's all said and done, I really would not be shocked if Logan and Cal Raleigh end up being Hall of Famers. Based on how Julio has been so far, no chance in hell, unless he improves his patience in the box, and then maybe he could start being a perennial all-star and match his popularity, but nowhere near, being at that level yet. And Cal's batting average is so low early on, he needs to get better at that. But with everything else, statistically, he's already money. Leader, clutch hitter, he's the leader for all the pitching staff. He can hit 30 home runs, plus every single season. That's number one out of all catchers. So, just because your batting average is 200 to 220 doesn't mean you're not a good player. So, but, those two look like they're hopefully they get to play their whole careers together and they lock up Logan next with the contract. So, LSU, and he was going to get drafted. But as soon as the car wreck happened and he killed a person and fled the scene, then no one was going to draft him after that, and that really got in his head. And the trial hasn't even started yet. It was going to be upcoming soon, and I think that's what got him to that level of taking his life, thinking that I'm guilty, I'm going to prison for life, or 30 years or longer. I don't want to be in prison. I should be in the NFL. I made a mistake, and then we got to get Chase up there, baby. Napa, no. Ow. And it's a wild pitch by Gilbert, who's been a little crazy today. Runner advances to third. Berger to third. Get out of this inning. Top of the fifth, 2-1 Mariners. Runner at third after that wild pitch. 1-run games. Rangers are 5-0. Mariners are 4-3. But guess what? We're not done. We got a couple more runs coming, especially once Eovaldi comes out. Bet on it. I would be shocked if we don't get to, minimum of 3. But I think 4 or 5 runs is definitely doable based on how we've been playing, as of late. That Astro series win definitely turned the page and flipped the switch for us. It was that springboard win that we needed, because if we would have lost that game to the Astros, being down 5-0, we probably wouldn't have won these first 2 games against the Rangers. We probably would have gotten swept. Mentally, we would have been fucked. So sometimes all it takes is one big comeback win to re-energize the squad. 2-1 pitch. Popped up. And that is fading foul by Jock Peterson. Let's go, baby. Smoke his ass. 2-2 pitch. Popped up. Going back into right field. Staying in play. Out number 3. We keep it stranded. That's what I'm talking about. And that's why this is our best pitcher on the staff. And he's top 10 overall. Again, this guy, he brings it. And again, we gave the money to Julio early on in his rookie year. We gave the money to Cal Raleigh recently, getting that extension, 6 years, $105 million. This is the next guy up, and he's very well deserving. He's electric, baby. Let's go. Let's see who's up next here for the Mariners. Next up for the Mariners here at the bottom end of the order, third baseman Miles Mastrobuoni. Batting second baseman, it's Demo Dylan Moore. And batting third, shortstop J.P. Crawford. And I'm really hoping that if we end up having the situation, we can get Leo Rivas to pinch hit. And I'm hoping that we can see the debut of Ben Williamson either today or obviously on Tuesday when we play the Reds. You're going to be shocked on how good he is at third. Again, we haven't really had a good player at third base since Eugenio Suarez. You've had Rojas after that, and then we've been kind of rotating Mastrobuoni, Dylan Moore, Polanco, but none of them really can do it yet, at least defensively. And this might be the answer, and that's the reason that Dominic Canzone got sent down and Williamson got the call, and I'm very excited about it. Hopefully he'll end up bringing his bat as well, because he can't just be a defender at third. He's going to have to hit too. So, but we'll see what happens as the game goes on. But Rivas not being in the lineup is going to hurt us a little bit. So they decided to go with Demo instead, and Dylan Moore, you could say early part of the season, Polo, Dylan Moore, Julio, those were the guys that were really hitting pretty good. But since the torpedo bat came, 2 days ago, and now it's our third day using it, Cal Raleigh's hit a home run 3 days in a row using it, and we got to be able to figure out who plays and who doesn't, and we'll find out what combination will be the best at the end of the order, because that's going to be critical for our success. Rowdy Tellez isn't very good, so whether it be Master Boney, Leo Rivas, and Crawford, or if it ends up being Ben Williamson, Leo Rivas, and Crawford, I'm kind of thinking that might be the best combo, but we'll see if Ben can hit in the big leagues. Hitting in AAA, single A, high A, double A is one thing, but hitting in the big leagues is completely different. And Master Boney fouls that one off. 0-1 count. Let's go Mariners. We need at least a couple more. 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits is the magic number, baby. Let's go. Let's go, Miles. And really the only thing for sure that we can agree on is that Donovan Solano stinks, and he shouldn't even play. And there we go. Master Boney ends up being the better signing out of the two. And there we go. Master Boney with a single. Now let's see if Dylan Moore can continue this. Now, if this was Leo Rivas, I know he would be able to get on base. Leo is smart in the box. He's patient. He's fast. And hopefully this is not a mistake, by bringing in Dylan Moore when it maybe should have been Leo Rivas. But we'll see. I mean, I got to be able to evaluate every single player, every single matchup. And obviously the Ryan Bliss injury, actually may end up being a blessing in disguise. But let's see what Dylan Moore can do here after a couple days off. Come on, Demo. Not as patient in the box, as Leo Rivas, but he can connect, and he's on. He's a very streaky player. First pitch inside to Demo, 0-1 count. One more like to 20. Let's get there, baby. Go M's. Bottom of the 5th, 2-1 Mariners. Runner at first. 0-1 pitch. Demo. Demo crushes that one. Fading. Foul. 9 in the count. 0-2. Yeah, but again, Master Boney didn't really get a chance to play, and he pinched hit a few games in, got a hit, and then every time he's gotten a chance to play, he's been pretty good. I'm not sure if he's good enough to be a starter, on the Mariners full time, but we'll take what we get with these guys at the bottom end of the order, and we just have to find the right combination, starting here. Okay, what are you going to do? You're a big name, but you haven't really produced. And then we just, and you're not very good either, but at least you got a home run recently, and then we got to make sure we have the right combo here at 7, 8, and 9. Next up is JP Crawford. And I feel like JP plays better when Rivas is in the game with him. I feel that they work really good together, defensively and offensively. And Master Boney got caught stealing. Fuck. Not sure if I would have been that aggressive here, but nice throw by Higashioka, the former Yankee, Padre, and now Ranger. He says, sit down. Master Boney is out, 2 away. Good tag there. That's all right. Sometimes you got to be aggressive. I mean, it's better than Ryan Bliss trying to steal a bag at 5'5", 5'6" with his little T-Rex arms and T-Rex legs. Bliss is impossible to be able to steal a bag when you're that little. You don't have long legs. You don't have long arms. How the hell are you going to steal a bag? Unless you get like the biggest jump of all time. And almost every time Bliss would try, he would get, thrown out, even by catchers that don't really have a good arm. So, and I wish the best for Bliss in his recovery, but I think it is a blessing in disguise. But we definitely are going to be missing Victor Robles. Believe that. And that one stings like a motherfucker. But hopefully he'll be back in about 3 months. And, hopefully on our playoff run. JP And that one gets crushed foul. 2 balls and 2 strikes. Now, but I try to keep up with everything. Single A, high A, double A, triple A, because again, this is the best farm system the Mariners have ever had in their team history. So there's a lot of promise. JP pops up, should be a routine play. You got 3 Rangers converging. They don't run into each other. And a nice catch there into the outfield. And that's going to be the end of the 5th inning. Mariners hanging on with a 1-run lead. Let's see who's up next here for the Rangers. Next up for the Rangers, 1 for 2, shortstop Corey Seager. Batting second, 0 for 2, second baseman Josh Smith. And batting third, 0 for 1 with a base on ball and a K, right fielder Adolis Garcia. Let's go Mariners. Let's go. And for all those, bandwagon fans or fair weather fans that gave up on the Mariners already early in the year, this isn't the team for you if you're mentally weak. You have to be mentally strong. And again, Pacific Northwest teams, usually, it takes time to build them, like 4 or 5 years or longer. But once we get to that good, period, we're really, really good. Whether that ends up being, hopefully one day the Kraken, one day the Mariners, the Huskies, building it with Michael Penix Jr. And you saw how far they could get, almost end up winning the Natty. Sonics will be back, pretty soon, in a few years. And obviously the Oregon Ducks, we're close. The Ducks are going to end up winning a Natty at some point. They may lose 1 or 2 before they win one, but Lanning, as long as he's the coach, they'll get there, especially with the recruiting. Let's go, baby. And the Blazers are incredibly young. They just gave Chauncey Billups an extension. And again, we haven't won more than like 30 to 35 games since like 2020, but we're like the second, third youngest team. And we started to play defense and be a little bit more exciting. And hopefully in a year or 2, the Blazers can, be in the playoffs as well. So a lot of the teams are nowhere really near where they need to be. Blazers, Seahawks, Kraken, but again, I feel confident with the Mariners and the Ducks as far as the 2 teams in the Pacific Northwest in Washington and Oregon to get the job done. And obviously the Mariners are further back than the Oregon Ducks, but again, I still like our chances of winning the division or getting second place. 5 innings pitched, 3 hits, 1 run, 7 Ks, 1 walk, 94 pitches. Nice job by Logan Gilbert. And guess who we're bringing in? Our best guy in the pen, Pat McAfee lookalike, Gabe Spire. Let's fucking rake. Let's go. 8 Ks, no walks. Is that good? Fuck yeah, it is. Let's go, Gabe. The only guy that you can trust in the pen. Even more trustworthy than Andres Munoz. And just imagine once we get George Kirby back, Brash, and Taylor, we're going to be cooking, bro. Then it's just about figuring out what combination to get the hitters in, And I know Dan Wilson probably feels bad, by, trying to be able to make everyone happy. But again, guys like Donovan Solano don't deserve to play. And you overpaid for a guy that stinks. Throw to first. Got him. What a defensive gem. Nice job by Demo. What a great defensive play. Next up, second baseman Josh Smith. But obviously we have an issue at first, second, shortstop, and third. So if we can find, good players and you know where they're at, they're in the farm. Eventually, those positions that are held by Tellez, JP, Dylan Moore, Leo Ribas, or, whoever we have at third base, Mastroboni, they're going to get replaced. And eventually, if we can get those awesome farm guys to step up at first, second, short, third, that's going to be the time when we're going to be cooking and, we're going to take off. But that might be a couple years from now. We have to be able to find those guys. And obviously Victor Robles being hurt doesn't help either when we have Randy, Julio, and Victor in the outfield and Cal at catcher and an amazing pitching staff. We just need better bullpen, right? Maybe a better backup catcher than Mitch Garver and better first, second, short, and third. And once we figure it out, that will be the day that we cook, baby. Gabe Spire, 2-1 count as we have Vargas in the pen. We're at 20. Let's get to 30. Let's go, baby. 2-1 pitch, big swing and a miss. From Gabe Spire to Josh Smith. Let's go, baby. You the man. And the crazy thing is Kirby is like a top 20 pitcher overall, and Brash and Taylor are one of the best bullpen guys. You know, obviously Tommy John is one thing for Brash, but those are two of like the top, 15 or 20, bullpen guys in the entire league. Like, so imagine, having, Brash in there, he's wheeling and dealing. Then you end up getting a guy like Gabe for an inning or two, right? Then you got Taylor and then Munoz. We're going to be fucking unhittable. There's going to be times where, people will get lucky and they'll rough them up. But I mean, just imagine Gabe in his prime, Brash healthy, Taylor throwing heat, Munoz coming in, on top of having a guy like Logan Gilbert pitching 6 innings. It's going to be, once we get everyone healthy, it's going to be tough for certain teams. And I would assume once we are fully healthy, there will be some shutouts and there'll be some games that we hold guys to, 1 run or 2 runs. And then hopefully we can end up scoring 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits, and get it done. 2 away. Nice job by Gabe. Next up is Adolis Garcia. First pitch fouled off. 0-1 count. Let's go, Gabe. Top of the 6th, 2-1 Mariners. 0-1 pitch from Spire to Garcia. And chops that one foul. 0-2 count. Smoke him, Gabe. It's all about consistency, baby. And if we win this game, we're sweeping the Texas Rangers, which would be a huge accomplishment, especially starting off the year well below 500. This game will get us to 500, and we have a good series against the Reds and the Blue Jays. We'll be in first place, in about a week and a half from now. It's kind of crazy. You can go from last place to the division and then into first place in about 2 to 3 weeks, but it could happen. AL West is, all jumbled up. It's pretty competitive right now. 0-2 pitch. Pitch is low and outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes to Adolis Garcia. Again, every team that starts off hot, depending on who you've played, it's like if you're playing shitty teams early, you can have a great record, but eventually it'll start evening out, within the first month to 2 months. Little dribbler. Runs into Dylan Moore. Got him! Wow! What a defensive gem. Holy fuck. Are you kidding me? Dylan Moore running into JP Crawford and still throwing it to first and getting the out. Unfucking believable. Dylan Moore taking a hip check from fucking JP Crawford in the air, takes the fucking punishment, settles in, looks his ground, throws to first, gets the out. Unfucking believable. And if we can play defense like that, we are cooking. Let's go. Hell yeah. That was incredible. Way to bring the electricity, Demo. And it's one thing, Demo's bat has been pretty hot, but the defense, could be a little better, but he's showing some flashes today. I love it. That was a little Jeter-like. Love it. Next up, let's see who's up for the Mariners. Here in the bottom of the 6th, we need some insurance. Leading off for the Mariners, 1 for 2 with a K, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Batting second, DHing, 1 for 2 with a run, Jorge Polanco. Best player on the Mariners in 2025, going from a 0 to a hero. And batting third, 1 for 2 with a run in a 2-run blast. 3rd day in a row using the torpedo bat, and he's hit a home run every single day. 3 days in a row. Can he get 2 home runs in the same game with the torpedo bat? Let's find out. Let's go, Mariners. Over here, baby. Let's go. Go, baby. That was an incredible defensive play by Demo. We're cooking, baby. We're cooking. 2-1 Mariners, but we need to be able to get to 4. That's the magic number. 4 runs, 7 to 10 hits. And we're halfway there. 2 runs, 4 hits. And again, once, starting pitching goes out, we should start to rake. And there we go. Julio with a base knock right out of the gates. Woo! Let's go. This could be the inning. Julio with the stunner shades. right down the middle. He says, thank you very much. Nice job, J-Rod. Way to bring that electricity. Next up, Jorge Polanco. Can we get a 2-run blast here by Polo? Or a nice little RBI? Let's go. Let's add on, baby. Let's go, Polo. First pitch to Polo. 1-0 count. Let's go, baby. 1-0 pitch. Good eye by Polo. 2 balls and no strikes. And eventually, Eovaldi, might end up, getting a little tired, and that location will be a little off. And that's when we just got to sit there and not swing and take advantage of the walks. And eventually he'll get pulled, and then we start raking on the next guy in the pen. 2-0 pitch. Big swing and a miss by Polo. 2 balls and 1 strike. Let's go, Jorge. Let's go, Polo. Two 1 pitch. Takes a strike looking. 2 balls and 2 strikes from Eovaldi to Polo. Let's go. Pitches outside. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes. Let's go, Polo. It would be risky not swinging, here and just taking a strike 3 looking, but we'll see if Eovaldi can hit the zone. Let's go, Polo. Throw to first. Keep Julio honest. He's safe. But I would love a walk for Polo. I know he can get a base knock here, but let's see what happens. Come on, Polo. Bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Mariners. Julio at first, no outs. 3-2 pitch. Little slow dribbler towards first. And Polo is safe. Wow. Wow. Polo did a spin move at first base and ended up being safe. Are they going to review that? Reach on an error, Polo. Wow, Jake Berger with the nonchalant tag, and Polo, like a running back, like Saquon Barkley, decides to hit him with a spin move. And wow, let's go. Let's go. That was awesome. But again, if you're going to get lazy with the tag and Polo tries to hit him with the spin move, he doesn't tag him. And that was a Saquon Barkley-esque kind of spin move, baby. I love it. Totally misses him, doesn't even look at him. And Polo hits it with a 360. And now we got guys at first and second. We're scoring a run in this inning or more. Let's go. Fuck yeah. That is unexcusable if you're Jake Berger. At least look at the guy. And great technique by Polo to spin move out of that shit. Awesome. Next up, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Let's go for a 3-run blast right here. Let's make him feel the pain. Make it 5-1. We make it 5-1, game over. More than likely. And Larson with the win. Winning Xfinity yesterday and just wrapping up his victory here with the burnout at Bristol. Nice job, Kyle Larson. Elliott finished in 15th. Now they're going to do a review. Runner safe. Good call. Good review there by the umps. We love that. And that might be the end of Nathan Eovaldi not helping out, obviously, on the Jake Berger end. We love it. Now, Bochy's bitching and complaining. He didn't go outside of the line, though. And again, Berger didn't look. If you're going to make a blind tag and, Polo moves out of the way, and he didn't go wide outside of the area. So you can bitch and moan all you want, but he was safe. That's on your guy, Jake Berger, Boach. That's not on Polo. Polo just doing his job. Yeah, he's right on the base path. Perfect. Runners at first and second with no outs, and one more hit, and that might be Eovaldi's day. I can smell the fucking broom. I might have to go to the garage in a couple innings. Be looking like Harry Potter on stream. Let's go. Yeah, Eovaldi's still in, which is probably a mistake. I know they want him to go the distance, but one or two more batters with hits, or if we get a big home run, I mean, it's over. You know, as far as Eovaldi's concerned, day. And maybe the game. First pitch in there to Cal with the torpedo bat. Last 3 days, home run, home run, home run. Safe to say the torpedo bat is working for some. Takes a strike, 0-1 count. Well, let's be honest, the Rangers normally don't get swept by fucking anybody, let alone the Mariners. So, you know, it's starting to become a pretty cool rivalry now. You know, it's like we already have that natural rivalry with the Angels and the Astros, but now that Ranger rivalry is starting to kind of heat up now. 1-1 pitch. Cal crushes that one foul, and hopefully that's me one day. Paul Skeens, right? To Cal Raleigh. I admit, even though I don't have one, it'll be my bare hand on the 4th of July. And Raleigh hit by a pitch. Oh, man. As long as Cal isn't hurt. We got bases loaded with no outs. Our time, baby. And it looks like it got him kind of in the shin. He does have the shin protector on, and looks like he's okay. Again, I don't mind guys getting hit as long as, you know, you might end up getting a little bit of a strawberry, you know, on the skin there, but hit him right in the foot. But we'll take it as long as we don't have any bones broken, baby. Let's go. Bases loaded for guess who? Left fielder Randy Arozarena. Last 2 times that he's had bases loaded, grand salami and a walk-in walk from third for a freebie run. Let's go, Randy. Let's go, baby. They got Milner warming up in the pen, but should have already been warming up last inning. And he's got an ERA of 6.33. What do you think the Mariners are going to do with that? You know, even though, you know, we normally are like a bottom 5 hitting team, you're starting to see that we're getting more confident and trying to find the right, you know, players in the lineup. And the confidence is getting higher and higher. And pretty soon we're not going to be a bottom 5. You know, we'll still probably be bottom 10, but as long as we're moving up in the ranks, that's all that matters. You know, and the end goal, right, is to be like 15th out of 30 teams hitting. And we're nowhere near that now, you know, but hopefully one day we'll get there. But right now, bottom of the 6th, 2-1 Mariners, and we're 1 hit away from opening this game up and getting the brooms, and I'll be fucking riding around like Harry Potter in the fucking studio. 0-1 pitch. Randy chops that one foul. Now behind in the count 0-2. Let's go, Randy. Trident's up. Bottom of the 6th, bases loaded. 2-1 game, no outs. Let's go, Mariners. You know, and we've gone this route and gotten no runs with bases loaded and no outs. So I'm not going to expect the world, and I understand how things can go. But hopefully we can find a way. At least get 1 run. You know, we don't need to be greedy and ask for 2 or 3 or 4 or 5. I mean, it might happen, but let's just get at least 1. And then let's see, and then go from there. Unless Randy connects, and then it could be 6-1 with a grand salami. Get the mustard and rye bread. Let's go, Randy. 0-2 pitch with bases loaded. Randy, slow dribbler, towards third, but foul. Come on, Mariners. I know it was kind of hard for those first few series, to watch the Mariners, but we're really turning the corner. Pitch is outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. And, if there was ever a guy that was behind in the count 0-2 that could force a walk, you're looking at him. There's not many that could do it. Maybe Randy and Leo Rivas, that would be it. Maybe sometimes JP Crawford. It takes a lot of patience and guts to try to get a walk from being in an 0-2 position. Pitch is out high and outside, 2 balls and 2 strikes. 2 more balls, and we get a freebie here. So let's see if Randy will try to swing. He'll probably have the green light. There we go! Hit by pitch! Woo! Let's go! As long as Randy's not hurt, and they should have taken out Eovaldi last inning, and that's about strategy, baby. And hopefully he's okay. Randy winces a little bit, but is walking to first. Stares down Eovaldi. That brings in the run. Let's go, baby. That's what I'm talking about. You got to have the smart. 3-1 Mariners, baby. There's the 1. Now we're going to get more for sure. Minimum, we're going to get 1 more. But hopefully we can get as many as we can get. 3, 4, 5. Fuck it. Let the floodgates open, baby. We had a rough beginning to our, start of our season. This is something that we're due, especially with injuries to Bliss and Victor Robles. And that is the end of Nathan Eovaldi. Let's go, baby. You weren't going to outpitch fucking Logan Gilbert. Fuck out of here. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Next up, Luke Raley. Could you imagine if Luke nukes it for a grand salami for his first home run in 2025? Just saying. I'm just saying. And if he does nuke it, it'll be a double-decker, triple-decker homer. Crowd will go fucking wild. But I don't need to be greedy here. We're already up 3-1. But it would be amazing. He's the guy that's due. Rowdy finally got his home run. When's Luke going to get his? Will it be in Cincinnati or Toronto? Or could it be tonight? Let's go. Good shit, baby. This Griffey bobblehead is going to stay on my desk until we lose. And even when we lose, it'll probably stay. It's our good luck charm.
Oh my God.
Now we're waiting for a pitching change. And normally we bring this in when we're down or when we're tied, but fuck it. We can bring it in when we're having good vibes at any time. Let's go, baby. Aaron Moose always helps. Let's go. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. If you haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. And we're sitting at 95 to go on the Dono train. And we're only a couple innings away from a sweep, our very first in 2025 against a team that has been in first or second place to start the year. They were in first place until just recently the Angels took over the top spot. Eovaldi, 5 innings, 5 hits, 3 earned runs, only 3 Ks, no walks, but 17 out of 22 first pitch strikes. But again, he went wild there at the end. And again, sometimes that happens. And now they're going to be bringing in a lefty who's got an ERA of almost 7. So let's take this time to be able to take care of Milner. Let's go. Big swing and a miss for Luke Raley. 0-1 count. Be patient, my guy. You don't even need to go for a moonshot. Just try to get a single. Hell, you might not even need to swing. You might be able to get in on a walk. Or a hit by a pitch like Eovaldi did with those last 2 batters. Pitch is low and into the dirt. 1 ball and 1 strike with bases loaded, no out. Let's go, Luke. Yeah, Eovaldi's out now, though. Now we got the new pitcher in. He's got an ERA of high 6. So. And Raley, line drive, throw home, double play, and safe at first. Force out at home, 1 out. Luke tries to hit a line drive, and it's a no-go. That's all right. We got a 3-1 lead. Fielder's choice. Next up, first baseman, Rowdy Tellez. Now they're going to have Donovan Solano come in. I don't know if I agree with this. Fucking bring in Ben Williamson so he can make his MLB debut. Fuck Solano. Solano's ass. He can go back to the Padres. They're in first place. They don't even need him. But I mean, you never know. Maybe a guy that's trash can end up being a treasure, at some point. Had a pretty good batting average, obviously, for the Padres, but hitting at Petco and hitting here at Safeco is completely different at T-Mobile, right? All right, Solano, here's your time to prove that you belong on the team. Hey, guy in the building. Hey, I appreciate you. I know you've been working nights, and I do appreciate the late night donos. We've only gotten a few of those after the stream ends, and I hope I have been able to entertain you and, kind of keep your night shift going smoothly. And I do appreciate any dollar amount that's given. And for the last couple $5 donos that you've been providing, even after the stream has ended at night, I really do appreciate that, and I appreciate you. Donos overall have been pretty light in 2025, if I'm being honest, but all I can do is work 7 days a week, pray, have faith, and have a positive attitude and hope, that things get better, with old school heavy hitters coming back or new ones urgent. What's good with you? A guy, greatest. You guys are going to be much better as a football team moving forward. You won't be sitting in last place that much longer. You're going to be right on that level with the Broncos and Chargers. And again, the Chiefs are getting older. Especially if you guys draft Ashton Genty, things are going to be very, very good. Defense and O-line still need work, but getting Genty would be huge. Perfect fit for your team. With Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly as well. Bottom of the sixth, 3-1 Seattle. Bases loaded with 1 out, 1-1 count for Donovan Solano. Pinch hitting for Rowdy Tellez, and Rowdy's starting to get kind of going, even though he had a batting average of like .50 in his first home run. But again, this is a waste of money right here, but I would have rather used the money for a guy in the pen, but let's see if Solano can do something. Little dribbler toward third base, foul. And I think Solano probably thought he was going to be starting with this team, and they tried to give him an opportunity early in the year, but he just can't cut it. I don't think he's very good offensively or defensively. Honestly, I would send him to AAA, but that might be too much of an ego blow for him. And the money that they spent on him as well. It's like you spend a lot of money on a guy, and then it's not likely they're going to send him to AAA, especially if they're a new guy. Like we saw the struggles with Polo and Garb last year, but at least Polo is being amazing this year. Garb still kind of stinks, but, not everyone can be a boss, right? 2-2 pitch. Pitch is outside, 3 balls and 2 strikes. And the best thing Solano can do here, don't fucking swing. Take the walk, bring in a freebie run, but realistically, he's going to strike out. Let's see if I'm right. 3-2 pitch. See you later. My Esp is strong. You need to go to AAA or get cut, my guy. Goodbye. Do away. You don't even deserve to be on the team. Next up, a guy that, was probably the best fighting out of those 2 guys, the former Cub, Miles Mastrobuoni. Better attitude, lefty, more likable, and a guy that can produce. Let's see if Mastrobuoni can get an RBI single here. First pitch in the zone for a strike. 0-1 count. Bottom of the 6th, 3-1 Mariners. Bases loaded, 2 outs. And again, we had bases loaded, no outs. And, you want to make sure that we're getting something, and we did, but, you want to get as much as you possibly can. You don't want to squander an opportunity. How often are we going to have bases loaded, no outs? Big swing and a miss behind in the count 0-2. And the last time, previous to the Randy Arozarena bases loaded situation where we walked in a run and he had a grand slam, prior to that, we had bases loaded, no outs, and we got nothing. So hopefully that doesn't happen again. But Milner, that's what he's going for. Trying to be able to salvage Eovaldi's performance here today. But 0-2 counts are not very good for us. Yeah, Spytek from the Bucks, bro. You guys are cooking, man. Like I said, with Lick, we got one of the best GMs in the game, and we're very intelligent. We, hit on our draft pick. We got the most snaps, the most minutes, the most production. So, and there it goes. Down goes Mastrobuoni, struck out swinging, but at least it's 3-1 now rather than 2-1. Gino is going to be good for you guys, and I know that might not be what you wanted, but it's the best quarterback that you've had since Carr before he had his injury. And again, with the pieces that you have, it's going to get better. O-line needs work, but I'll tell you what, Seahawks fans are going to be crying, wishing that they had Gino back. No Gino, no DK, no Lockett. All right, good luck. And Kenneth Walker III is kind of injury prone. You're not going to get it with, Sam Darnold. He ain't it. And again, he had good success with Minnesota because they had a fucking top 3 defense. They don't have that in Seattle. So he's going to be seeing ghosts like he did on the Jets. And then you have Howell. He's not very good either, and then you ended up bringing back Drew Lock. So that tells me right there that they don't have confidence in any of those guys. So at some point, Darnold will get benched and they'll bring in Howell or Drew Lock again, and then they're just going to be rotating between the 3 guys. So I wish the best of luck for them, but, it's going to be probably a shitty year for them. I know they don't probably want to hear that, but I don't think that they're going to be very good this upcoming year. The only thing that they have going for them is that the Cardinals stink and the Niners are kind of on a rebuild, but the Rams are going to be the best team in that division. Facts. All right, let's go to the top of the 7th and see what we got cooking here for the Rangers. Next up for the Rangers, 0 for 2 with 2 Ks, third baseman Josh Young. Batting second, left fielder Dustin Harris. And batting third, first baseman Jake Berger. I'm telling you, bro. I mean, I always call it how I see it. I'm going to, spit it to you right. But I think out of all the teams in the NFL, the Raiders are going to be one of the top 3 or 4 that have been struggling over the years that are on the up and up. But it all starts at the top. You got to have good coaching. You got to have good, people in power at the top, GM, owner, and it has to trickle down to the rest. And, if you guys have a solid draft, you guys might be able to overachieve and hit 9-8 or 10-7 in year 1 or year 2. Young, dribbler, throw to first. I mean, look at the guys that we've gotten, Antoine Winfield Jr., you're looking at all the individuals that, we've gotten over the years, Tristan Wirfs. I mean, we don't miss. You got to build within. And if you build within, you're going to be a better team. If you're always having to get free agents, you're not going to be good because free agents usually don't pan out all the time. So, you got a good one. Trust me. And then on top of that with Pete Carroll and Chip Kelly, that's going to work, bro. Really 2 smart individuals. You get the players coach, and then you get the brain, with Chip Kelly. He essentially single-handedly helped Ohio State win the Natty with his play calling, with all those NFL coaches that he had on offense. So I'm excited to see what you guys do. I'll be going out of my way and watching pretty much every game you play next season and moving forward with that roster and those coaches. Popped up into left field, 2 away. And obviously the Chiefs still kind of own the division, but you're starting to see, in a couple of years, Raiders, Chargers, Broncos, especially with those coaches, the most competitive coaching division, Andy Reid and, Sean Payton and Harbaugh, now Carroll, with Chip. It's kind of sexy, man. Chopper for Jake Berger goes foul. 0-1 count. That chop foul behind in the count, 0-2. Yeah, we know how to evaluate our talent too, and even Jalen McMillan, getting him from the Huskies, Vita Vea, they do their research, and they look at not only the type of player they are on the field, they look at the type of player that they're off the field. And that was very close to Berger's head there by Vargas. Be careful. We don't really get a lot of questionable guys that have criminal records or that like to party. We're really looking for, guys that are good people on and off the field. Like a guy could be an incredible talent physically, but if he's kind of a guy that likes to get in trouble or doesn't really like to watch film, we're not gonna draft guys like that. Big swing and a miss. Down goes Berger. Nice job by Vargas. Let's go, baby. Let's go to the bottom of the 7th and get some more insurance. They're doing the God Bless America here in the bottom of the 7th inning stretch. Next up, second baseman today, 0 for 2, Dylan Moore, but he's put on a gem defensively. Batting second, 0 for 2, shortstop J.P. Crawford. And batting third, 2 for 3, having a good day with a run and a K, center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Let's go Mariners. Bring that electricity, baby. Yeah, they will. But, I mean, you can't ignore who's in the division and seeing how good that the Broncos and the Chargers have gotten with Peyton and Bo Nix, Harbaugh and Herbert, and them constructing that team. So, and they're not, and again, they're not going to worry, about who's in the division, but they know who's in the division, and again, it's going to be competitive and it's going to bring out the best. And that Carroll-Harbaugh rivalry will get heated up too. It's going to be a fun division to watch. Maybe one of the best divisions to watch, moving forward, if we're being honest. Paisley's in here now, missing Dad. Missed you. Oh. Yeah, and that's how it is for the Buccaneers, man. Really try to have, good relationships with the mom and the dad and the friends, the coaches and the teammates. And then, for the organization, they not only look at that, but they look at like how you talk to other players and other coaches and how you react to other people, not just family, and that really does say a lot about character in a person. Someone that's always talking back and complaining and, making it more difficult, for others in the locker room. But, we've been doing really, really well, on getting the right people that are going to be a right fit. Just because you're a great athlete and you can score touchdowns doesn't mean that we're going to pick you. If anything, that means that we're going to avoid you. And if you have success somewhere else, good. But, we're happy with the guys that we get. Ana. Buenos días. Buenas tardes, buenas noches, vamos Maneros. Let's go Mariners. All right, Webb is coming in for Milner now, third pitcher. Next up in the box is Dylan Moore. Yeah, of course. Yeah. I mean, obviously the goal is to hit 10-7. That's going to, be the goal, at least to get that double digits and to try to end up getting a wild card. And then eventually once you hit that number, then 11, 12 wins and trying to win the division, even though the Chiefs have kind of run that division for quite some time. But I'm excited. I mean, this is the most excitement I think the Raiders fan base is going to have in years. And line drive into left field. And all of them close to the wall, and God, wow. He robbed Dylan Moore of a double there. Yeah, but it's baby steps, just building slowly but surely. Nice catch there in left field by Dustin Harris. Next up, shortstop J.P. Crawford. O-line and defense still need a lot of work, but again, depending on what you guys do in the draft, it could be special. It could be the starting point of something special in the next, 2 to 5 years. 0-1 pitch. JP crushes that towards first base, foul. JP crushes that one foul. Count remains 0-2. Go, baby. Couple innings away from a sweep. Our first in 2025. Let's go, baby. O2 pitch from Webb to Crawford. Pitch is outside. 1 ball and 2 strikes. Three runs, 6 hits, no errors. 1 run, 3 hits, 1 error. 1-2 pitch. And JP. Check swing. Did he go? Yes, he did. And JP Crawford is out. 2 away. Next up for the Mariners, center fielder, 2 for 3 today. Solid day. It's Julio Rodriguez. Just don't get into an 0-2 count, my guy. Let's go. Trident's up. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. Help your boy out. 7 more to 30. We're at 5, 95 to go. Help your boy out. Got bills to pay. Got to take care of my pup. First pitch outside for Julio. 1-0 count. Big swing and a miss by Julio Rodriguez. 1 ball and 1 strike from Webb to Rodriguez. One pitch. Big swing and a miss. Behind the count now. 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes from Webb to Julio.
Oh my God.
Come on, baby. Settle in, Julio. One-two pitch. Line drive to third. Throw to first. Got him. Easy 1-2-3 inning there. End of the 7th inning. 3-1 Mariners. See who's up next year for the Rangers in the top of the 8th. Next up for the Rangers, the former Yankee and Padre catcher Kyle Higashioka. Batting second, playing center field in the 9-hole, 0 for 2, Leody Taveras. And batting third, 0 for 3 with 2 Ks, DHing Jock Peterson. Let's go Mariners. See who we have coming in to pitch. We had Vargas in there. I don't know if they'll have Vargas come back out again. We'll find out. Yeah, it's the best it's ever been. That's what I was, kind of relaying. Reed is one of the best of all time. Best in this generation. Harbaugh, obviously very successful. Couldn't get over the hump in the NFL with the Niners, but won it with Michigan. And, hopefully he'll be able to make a Super Bowl at least once, with Herbert. It may not win, but obviously that's the goal for him, And Sean Payton, winning with the Saints, turning that Bronco organization around with Bo Nix. Now they're actually watchable and fun to watch. And now you got the Rangers with Darryl and Chip and Spytek, and hopefully they end up getting Genty, and, it's going to get sexy, man. I mean, even if some, games are tough, it's going to be a lot easier to support and root for this team moving forward than the product that you've seen for, quite some time. I mean, the last time the Raiders really, really were good was, back in, the 2002 season with, Rich Gannon and Charlie Gardner and Tim Brown and Jerry Rice when he went against my Buccaneers in the Super Bowl. And they've had a couple seasons after that where obviously they were, like a playoff team. But again, and then Carr with the injury, that sucked. Him and Carson Wentz both had like serious injuries where if they didn't get hurt, who knows how far they could have gotten, in those particular years. But I like the way that your team is kind of sitting moving forward. I appreciate you very, very much, man. Little line drive. Higashioka, throw to first. Got him. One away. Stacks on stacks. Racks on racks. Little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Every dollar counts. Appreciate it, man. Everything's going up, too. Like, my internet bill, is like 110 or something. And my streaming bill is like 45. So it's just like $150, $55 just to do my job, So, on top of taking care of Paisley and paying for other bills. So it really does help. Thank you. Captain with a tenor. Stacks on stacks, racks on racks. With a little Cactus Jack. Bang, bang. Thank you so much. Let me know what you guys want to do for photos, and I got you. Got Thornton in the game. Holy hell. Thornton is terrible. This guy should get sent down to AAA. He is ass. 3 out of the last 4 opportunities he's come in, he's given up at least a solo jack or worse. Hopefully, he'll settle in here and not blow the game for us. He's got a knack to do that. And he got a strikeout. Unbelievable. 2 away. So far, so good. And hopefully, he can redeem himself. Because so far, he has been our weakest link in the pen. Besides guys that we've already sent down like Sauce and a few others. Come on, Trent. And we got Jock Peterson now up with 2 outs. First pitch, throwing that heat. 1-0 count. No, have you seen him? Have you seen him work out? Bro, the guy is built like Saquon Barkley. The guy's got a good head on his shoulders. He'll be fine. Like I said, there's like Scattaboo and a bunch of these other running backs that are going to be, pretty solid as well if they have a good, support system around them with, offensive line and coaching and, everything around them. But Genty is going to be a star. Like I said, if there was 4 guys, that I truly believe in that are going to make it no matter what team they go to, Genty is one of them. Travis Hunter is another. And then the 2 guys on Penn State. You got one guy that's a tight end and then another guy that's a D-tackle D-end. So those are the 4 guys that, should be able to get it done. Line drive, foul. But Abdul Carter and Tyler Warren, they're going to pan out on any team, just like Travis Hunter and Ashton Genty. Book it. Like I said, any guy can end up getting injured, but injuries aren't going to hold those guys back. Those guys have a right support system around them. They're mentally strong. It looks like all of those guys are very, very focused. And again, those are the 4 that I feel that I believe in 100%, that if they go to any team, they will succeed. Even some of the shitty ones that have bad culture, where it may take a little bit longer, but eventually they'll be able to kind of hit their peak. Again, as far as everyone else, it's a gamble. Shadur Sanders, Cam Ward even though he might be the guy that everyone's talking about. But if you go to a shitty team, like the Titans or the Browns, it's going to make it a lot harder to succeed. The Giants, not really ideal there. Little ground ball. And tap to first. Here we go. Nice job by Trent Thornton. Chief in the building. What's good? But Abdul Carter, could end up being a Hall of Famer one day. He could end up being like a Pro Bowl, All-Pro, perennial player. I have 100% confidence in him. Travis Hunter, wide receiver, corner, freak of nature. He's going to be awesome to watch. And then obviously, Tyler Warren at tight end should be like the next Brock Bowers or Sam Laporta, and Ashton Genty could be the next Saquon. So I'm very excited to see where they go. Just because he went to Boise State doesn't mean he's not going to be good. I mean, if you just watched his film, and I covered a lot of the games, and it's his vision, his patience, and his ability to go left, right, in between the tackles, and actually being a good human being on and off the field, great teammate. I mean, he checks off all the boxes. And you can't say that for a lot of the other running backs that may be physically talented, but they may not have all the tools in the bag. So What's good, my guy? And I'm not going to be right 100% about everything, but based on the film and the reading, that I put myself through every day, I feel pretty confident in those 4. Let's go to the bottom of the 8th. We're on the brink of sweeping the Rangers, which is awesome, but we're not there yet. Next up for the Mariners in the bottom of the 8th, the H8, Jorge Polanco. Stud, best player on our team this year, going from 0 to hero. I love it. Batting second with a home run, catcher, big dumper, Cal Raleigh. Got the torpedo bat 2 days ago. He's hit a home run with the new torpedo bat 3 days in a row. Julio says, I don't want to use it. Well, fucking A, maybe you should. Cal Raleigh, let's go. And batting third, left fielder, Randy Arozarena. Let's go Mariners. Griffey loves it. Hell yeah, bro. I mean, Rockies with those throwback unis, they can't save them. I mean, they had those green and white throwbacks that weren't the greatest, didn't really fit with their theme and their color, so they switched up their, kind of like City Connect type of, throwback, alternative jersey, and it, some people love them, some people hate them, but the jerseys aren't going to make the team better overall, but at least it gives you something to look at. Yeah, Darnold's going to fail in Seattle, 100%. Again, no O-line, bottom 2 O-line in the NFL. You don't have DK or Lockett. Hopefully they can stay healthy with their running backs. And defense, is slowly getting better with McDonald, but it's nowhere near where it was in Baltimore. And I wish the best of luck, for that organization. But again, everyone thinking, him and Howell and Drew Lock, that's better than Geno. Okay. Geno did great considering you had a bottom 2 O-line, and there's going to be a moment where a lot of the Hawk fans are going to be like, fuck, I wish Lockett was here. I wish DK was still here. And I hate to say it, I wish Geno was still here after all those haters were talking shit about him and telling him that he sucked. Well, if you want to see suck, you'll see it, in the next couple of years. So, and hopefully Seattle will draft a quarterback, in the McDonald area because they're going to need it. And there's going to be moments where Darnold plays good and he plays bad. There's going to be moments where Geno plays good and plays bad. But, Geno's the better one out of the other 3 that are there now. Big swing and a miss. We got Mitch Garver now in the game. Let's go, Mitch. O-line is everything. O-line, D-line, defense, coaching, play calling. If you don't got it, you're not going to be good. Period. It doesn't matter if you have a superstar quarterback, running back, wide receiver, tight end. The Buccaneers, made Patrick Mahomes get a 0. No touchdown passes in the Super Bowl. And it shows you if you got a good defense, defense wins games, defense wins championships. So, we've seen Mahomes cook, but you're never going to see Mahomes never throw 0 touchdown passes ever again in a Super Bowl. I mean, unless you can find a defense to match up to Tampa's. Mitch Garver with a hit. Wow, it's a miracle. Nice job, Garv. But it also helped, having JPP, Ndamukong Suh, Levante David, Devin White, Antoine Winfield. It's like we had a lot of guys. That defense was not even close to being like the Warren Sapp, Simeon Rice, Derek Brooks, John Lynch, Rondé Barber defense. That was like top 3 of all time with the 85 Bears and the 2000 Ravens with Ray Lewis. But the defense was still pretty badass. And, we made Mahomes look silly. So, big swing and a miss for Cal Raleigh. But again, O-line and D-line, if you don't have that, good luck. It's going to be a long year. I got to let Paisley out. Yeah, and you're probably not going to see it happen too often. I mean, it took an Eagle defense and a Buccaneer defense to beat them, but everyone else, You know, they can just, you know, dink and doink and, you know, go here, go there. They have so many weapons. They're so well coached. Andy Reid is the best coach in the NFL and has been for years. So, you know, you're not going to win them all, you know, just like the Patriots with Tom Brady and Belichick and Gronk. You know, you get there, but you're not going to win them all. But that's the recipe. But it also helped that some of your offensive linemen were a little banged up, you know, in that Super Bowl against us. But let's be real. Even if those guys were healthy, we were still going to win that game. We just had more weapons top to bottom on both sides of the ball. So. Next up is Randy Arozarena. Yeah, plus also having elite players on every line in the defense. D-tackle, DN, linebacker, corner, and safety. You know, you got to have, you know, solid pieces all across the board. Big swing and a miss there for Randy behind the count 0-2. Garcia on the mound. Randy Arozarena in the box. Pitches outside, 1 ball and 2 strikes. Let's go, Randy. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. I don't know where we're at on the numbers. Captain's keeping track.
Oh my God.
And I don't know where are we at. We're at 20, 80 to go. And we can get some photos up for A Guy and Captain, whatever you guys want. You let me know, if any. Some people care about the photos, some people don't. They just want to show some love and support. The one thing I am proud of is, you know, most of the regulars and the people that are, you know, here on the show, we're not dumb. You know, again, I've tried to make people smarter here, you know, and going through all the analytics and the statistics. You know, if we end up doing a sports Jeopardy, we would whoop any YouTube channel's ass. I'll tell you that. Bottom of the 8th, 3-1 Mariners. Runner at first with 1 out, 2-2 count from Garcia to Arozarena. Oh, I remember. Bro. But I mean, just even simply bringing up the fact that Mahomes didn't throw for a touchdown pass, and back then he was more in his prime than he is now. You know, like, you know, if he's in his decline. So that's what made it more amazing. Like, you know, if Mahomes didn't throw a touchdown pass like his last Super Bowl, based on how the Eagle defense played him, you know, kind of beat him up early, and, you know, the Cooper DeJean, well, pick 6 and whatnot. But, you know, it's kind of amazing to think of someone that is so talented like Mahomes, like even on a bad day, a terrible day, he still throws for at least 1, you know, you would think, at the bare minimum. So he ran for like 500 yards that game, but it wasn't really, you know, north and south. It was kind of east to west, you know, up on the sidelines. We were chasing his ass. But at the end of the day, you know, you got some Super Bowls under your belt. I do as well. You know, I'm one of the only teams to go, you know, 2 times and win both, like the Ravens, and I'll take that, even if that means the Bucs never win another one ever again. But I like what I got with Baker Mayfield, and he's baking, and I hope I can get to an NFC Championship game with him before Baker's career is up in Tampa. I really like it. Great to be able to see him rejuvenate his career. Sometimes you got to have a journeyman like that. 1-0 pitch to Rayleigh, fouled off. 1 ball and 1 strike. Bottom of the 8th, 3-1 Mariners, with 2 outs with a runner at first. Yeah, see, I was waiting for you to bring that up. He had 2, O-Dog, but it was against the backups. Wah, wah. But hey, at least 2 though, right? Polo, I got you. I got the brand new Polo photo in the queue here. I had to get a new one. HD 4K. Those City Connects are beautiful. With the blue batting helmet, it's like they used to wear in the 80s and 90s. Beautiful. I'm going to end up getting probably, you know, I don't have the money to get one now, but if I were to get a new jersey, I would get a Cal Raleigh City Connect. It's like that blue. That's next up, you know, but who knows how long it'll take for me to get one. Probably years, you know, unless we end up, you know, getting a little bit more support on the channel. Pitches outside, but, you know, obviously getting a jersey is not as important as me taking care of Paisley or paying bills. So, but a guy can dream, right? But one thing that is cool is that my friend Louise, that I used to work with, that moved to Texas, he's sending me for free a Levante David sewn jersey, white with the captain patch, which normally runs like $150, $175 as a gift. It's always cool when you can have friends like that do you a solid. So, and I ended up investing, like $350 on 2 Devin White jerseys, sewn red and white. And he didn't even make it past his rookie deal. So it's kind of like, I'm getting the jersey that I should have originally bought, and I'm getting a white one too. So I'm super stoked about that. He's sending it to me from Texas on Monday. So sometime next week I'll get that, and I'll rock that this upcoming season for Levante, one of his last years. Little slow dribbler, flip to first, glove, flip, and got it. All right, baby. Let's go to the top of the 9th. Andres Munoz coming out to close the door. Let's go. Let's see who's up next here for the Rangers as we are approaching a sweep. I'm about to go to the garage and turn into Harry Potter here in the studio. Next up, 1 for 3, shortstop Corey Seager. Batting second, 0 for 3, second baseman today, Josh Smith. And batting third, 0 for 2 with a base on ball and K, right fielder Adalis Garcia. Let's go Mariners. And when we win this game, we're going to hopefully end up winning this game, and we'll end up being 500 finally, 8-8. We got a day off tomorrow for the Mariners. We're going to do Monday Night Raw, live stream tomorrow at 5 o'clock Pacific. 3 games against the Cincinnati Reds, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, on stream against LA De La Cruz, and then Friday, Saturday, Sunday, going against the Blue Jays and Vladimir Guerrero Jr. I'm excited. Let's go Mariners. Shout out to Ben Williamson getting the call up, not getting a chance to play today, but he will be making his MLB debut probably, on Tuesday, Wednesday, or Thursday versus the Reds. And he's a stud third baseman. So he's a really good defender, and we can hopefully see his bat come alive as well. And maybe this is the answer at third base for us in the future. We'll find out. A little polo here, a little polo there, a little polo everywhere. Crazy to think that he was a guy that we booed and didn't want on the team like Garver, and then he's been able to turn it around. But again, he did have a surgically repaired left knee, and he's had a hip issue, changed the center shades as well as positions. And even if it ends up being DH, I like what I'm seeing. The only thing that I hope and pray is that he's not on fucking PEDs like Dirk and Profar, because that would be soul crushing if that ends up coming out that he ends up, cheating. And I hope it's not. I hope that, he's clean. But anytime you see a guy that kind of sucks and then ends up getting good, a lot of times it's steroids or PEDs that is the culprit. So fingers crossed, Polo is not juicing. And I don't really think he is. But again, I didn't really think Dirks and Profar would be the type to do it. And he got pinched. So I guess we'll see where it goes. Let's go Munoz. Top of the 9th, 3-1 Mariners. 1-2 count to Corey Seager. Smoke him. Like a Shannon Sharp cigar. Smoke him. Little line drive right up the middle. Go to first. Got him. And Demo has been fucking cooking on second base today, as well as J.P. Crawford at short. Nice job. Good shit. Right to J.P., baby. Next up, second baseman Josh Smith. Defense has been magnificent today. Now, the rest of the division is catching up too. You got to take that in consideration. All those easy wins against the Broncos, Chargers, and Raiders are no longer going to be easy. Going 6-0 every year and getting 6 wins, out of your 17 games is not going to happen anymore, especially with those 3 coaches there and building those squads. So, and plus Pat and Travis are getting older, as well as Chris Jones, Andy Reid and Spags. So, it's going to be interesting to see how it all plays out. And And then eventually, there's going to be another team that ends up, dethroning you, once they get a defense like the Buffalo Bills and Josh Allen. It's just kind of a matter of time if they're smart enough. Line drive, and that goes out to left field. I mean, I know a lot of people would love to see a Bills-Lions Super Bowl, but if the defenses don't improve, we're never going to see it. Defense wins games, defense wins championships. Nice hit by Josh Smith into left field to Randy Arozarena. Next up, right fielder Adolis Garcia, and this would be a great time to hit a little dribbler for a double play to end the game. What do you say? Top of the ninth, 3-1 Mariners. First pitch, inside for Munoz, 1-0 count. Go, baby. Let's go, Andres. Pitch is high and tight inside. 2-0 count. 2 balls and no strikes from Munoz to Garcia. Let's go, baby. 2 outs away from a sweep. Let's go. Settle in. Now a little bit of a mound visit with JP and Munoz. Settle in, my guy. Yeah, Chargers and Raiders still got a little ways to go, obviously, but, you can kind of see that their teams are getting better, with what they have in place, especially with Pete Carroll and Chip. They draft Genty. It'll be interesting, and obviously with Harbaugh and Herbert, they need a hell of a lot more, than what they have currently, defensively and offensively. But Bo Nix is a star, and if you have a top defense, that definitely makes things easier. You just need good supporting cast. They got no running backs, wide receivers, or tight ends. So once the Broncos figure out that, then that'll get them one step closer to where they want to go. I mean, Cortland Sutton's pretty good, but you need more than just him. Top of the ninth, 3-1 Mariners. Count now is full. 3 balls and 2 strikes from Munoz to Garcia. Pitch is high and inside. Come on, baby. Count full. True. I will agree to that. But also, too, Herbert needs more to be able to work with, because a lot of times in the past, the defense let him down, not necessarily Herbert. And then now, if you look at Herbert from last year, tell me who he had to actually throw to. Keenan Allen wasn't there. Mike Williams wasn't there. Eckler wasn't there. You had a rookie wide receiver as your best player. So you can't blame it all on Herbert, And obviously Herbert did choke in some games, but, who the fuck did he have to work with on offense? Nobody. Big swing and a miss. 2 away. But he did choke in a few games. I'll give him that, But again, if your best wide receiver is a rookie, it's kind of hard to win. And then on top of that, your defense is getting older, and it's not really that good either. It's like you got a bunch of names, but they don't really live up to the potential. You got the Bosa and the Mac and the guys on the back end, but they never really stay healthy. So. It's like Herbert has never really had good coaching, good offense, and good defense. And, it's always 1 out of the 3, But once they get 3 out of 3, maybe, they'll be able to overachieve. And one day Harbaugh, maybe by luck, will be able to get to an AFC championship game, probably lose. Or if they get to a Super Bowl, they'll probably lose. But, I would like to be able to see Herbert have some success before his career is up, whether that be with the Chargers or a different team. 1-1 pitch to Josh Young into the dirt, 1 ball and 2 strikes. But you got to think, going from Eckler and fucking Mike Williams and going from, Keenan Allen and then losing everyone and having Ladd McConkey be your fucking best option with nothing in the running game. Can't win games that way. Defense stinks. Really the only things that are good for that team are Harbaugh, Herbert, and McConkey. That's it. And obviously some of the guys on the defense, but, on paper, it always looks sexy for the Chargers on defense, but they never can stay healthy. Derwin James, Joey Bosa, Khalil Mack. It sounds sexy, but, they can't stay healthy. And that's a strikeout Boom! There we go. And that's out. Bang! And that's the game, baby. That's what I'm talking about. There we go. Young is complaining, and that is strike 3. Get the brooms. I got to go to the garage and turn into Harry Potter, baby. First sweep for us. Final score, Mariners 3, Rangers 1. Woo! And we get the call up for Ben Williamson. Hopefully we'll see him in the Cincinnati Red Series. But I like it, baby. Let's go. Anything you want to see, a guy, for photos? And when the Mariners win, what do? We fucking dance. Mariners win. Mariners win. Mariners win. First sweep of 2025. Fuck yeah. Let's go. Bringing that electricity. Logan Gilbert, best pitcher on the team, hands down. Cal Dumper using the torpedo bat 3 days in a row. 3 home runs. Guess what? It's fucking working. Let's go. Good shit. Brooms, baby. We're 8-8 now, and now if we can win 2 out of 3 against the Reds, 2 out of 3 against the Blue Jays, we're going to get close to being leading the division in a couple weeks. Let's go. Yeah, I know, man. I'm excited for the draft, though, as well. So, I just have to keep myself busy. I got to do baseball, NASCAR, basketball, hockey. I got to grind. So, anything that you want to see, a guy? Are you still in the building? A guy, big Ranger fan. Anything else you want to be able to see, Captain, if you're still in the room as well? Obviously, Ben Williamson getting the call up this morning, which is great. Can't wait to see what he does at third, offensively and defensively. And again, if you're a Raider fan, Spy Tech, Pete Carroll, Chip Kelly, and this guy. Let's go. Could be special. Like, sub, donate, comment, share. You haven't smashed that like button yet, please do. I don't know what we're at on the likes, but I think we're at, 20? On the dono train? Did we just sweep the Rangers? Are we about to get first place in the division in a couple weeks? Let's go. And again, it's all about springboard wins. And again, you have a springboard win when you're down 5-0 against the Astros. You come back and win 7-6. Score 7 runs in 2 innings. It carried over to a sweep against the Rangers. We would have lost that game. We might have gotten swept by the Rangers. So it shows you emotion, it carries over, from one game to the next. Uncle Mo. Anything else I can do photo-wise for people that donated? Cole, A guy, Captain. I got to go take Daisley on a walk. And it's nice that we're going to have a victory walk, baby. And we'll be doing Monday Night Raw tomorrow, more than likely at 5 p.m. Pacific. If I decide not to do that, it'll be the Dodger game against the Rockies, possibly. And that's late, like at 7. So it'll either be Dodgers or Monday Night Raw. Probably do Monday Night Raw. And then we'll do Mariners Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday against the Reds in Cincinnati, Ellie De La Cruz. Friday, Saturday, Sunday against Vladimir Guerrero Jr. against the Blue Jays. I did. I think we might be good then. Well, I love you guys, and I appreciate you guys very, very much. Final score, Seattle Mariners 3, Rangers 1. And we get the brooms out, and I'm Harry Potter today with the sweet baby. And I got one question for you. Well, talk sports like us. Your boy Ryan, Northwest Sports Fanatics. Have a great rest of your weekend, and I am out. Gang, go Mariners. Trident 7.